comics, for entertainment, for news,
foodies watching movies,
adulting 80s,
Podcastrophe, the voice of survival,
kids for sale, Gallif Radio,
Brews with Dudes, Journey into Wrestling, Journey into Comics Network, JourneyIntoComics.com. The following Journey into Comics.
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 Journey into Comics Network. Production. Heritage.
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Dick and Tyler, and we're coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Dick, and we are here on episode 59. And by we, I mean not Tyler and me, but Mr. Matt Wilcox.
What are you talking about?
You're not Tyler.
Oh, that's right. I'm not a robot. Or a cyborg, whatever he is.
So today, Tyler texted me. He's like, hey, can't make it. Threw my back out. He's an old man, folks. He's an old man.
That's where it begins.
And I was like, oh, man, I was totally going to talk some Assassin's Creed Odyssey with you. Him and I are having an argument right now over whether Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Origins is better. While I really liked Origins, and didn't complete it, I like Odyssey better so far.
Can I settle this?
No. You haven't even played it. You haven't played either of them.
That's the point. You know why?
Fuck off.
All Assassin's Creed are awful.
So, I already had Matt planned as a guest, and so I was like, I was going to talk Assassin's Creed with you. He's like, I can't hardly move. I said, neither could Stephen Hawking. And he goes, yeah, but he's a robot. And I said, no, he's a cyborg. That was that conversation.
I mean, if you want to talk Assassin's Creed, I can always just read, like, IGN reviews. And, like, use that.
Odyssey scored really high.
I mean, for the most part, like, they score pretty well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. The combat is a little... I wish it was a little more like Origins combat, because I would probably get my ass kicked far less. Mm-hmm. I mean, and by that I mean they kind of simplified the combat, but they also added in, like, little... Like, instead of all the adrenaline moves and stuff being based off of what weapon you're using, it's based off of what you've logged for, like, your button combo, like L1, and you have like 4 slots.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting the hang of it. By the combat system, I mean I don't like the way I dodge. I like dodging in Origins better.
Just think of that Dragon Ball Z.
A bridge.
Dodge! Piccolo
You
just
son
yelling
of
at
dodge!
Just yelling at Gohan all the time.
Oh my god, I
don't know. I've never really been into those kind of games. I was into God of War, but I don't know if that's really comparable.
No, not really.
Then,
you need to play
and then basically, like, just the Arkham series with Batman Arkham series. And again, I don't really know if that's comparable. I've seen gameplay, but I've never played it. It hasn't fascinated me story-wise.
Yeah.
Enough to really get me to be like, I want to play that game. So,
See,
I just don't.
So Tyler sent me a video, I think Sunday or maybe yesterday, one of the two, and it was literally like a 17-minute long video of them comparing Origins to Odyssey. And one of the things they brought up is that both of these games are a complete departure from the original series in the fact that it's not stealth based. Mm-hmm. It's very, you can be in your face, like, go in, run and gun, and fucking cut everybody's head off if you want to. Like, you don't have to sneak around.
That's pretty brutal.
I mean, there's still points where you kind of want to, and you at least kind of want to start that, but if things get bad and you get spotted, you can at least, I'm gonna fight everybody! But, yeah, the stealth aspect of these games has, like, really gone downhill and is almost non-existent now.
See, my thing is, like, even on games where you could play stealth, it wasn't really one of my things I wanted to do. I wanted to fight everybody.
See, if I'm playing a stealth game, I want to be stealthy.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people that I'm just like, let's say in an RPG role where you have multiple characters, you have one that's a stealth base, one that's basically just an aggro get in your face base, and then one that might be like a caster of some forms. I'm going to be the guy that's like, I'm taking aggro.
Yeah.
That's how I've always played games.
Yeah.
Like, any kind of first-person shooter, it's just hold either, if you're on console, left controller forward, balls to the wall, or if you're on PC, hold W. That's how it goes.
I mean, shit, going back to the Halo days, that's how we played.
Yeah.
I mean, I always analyze the situation. If we were doing really good, I was always a sniper. I was always hanging back, doing that sort of thing.
I don't know about that, because you always just kamikaze all the time.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going. If we were really sucking, like we were playing multi-team, I was either sniper or the kamikaze. If we were doing good, sniper. If we were sucking, all right, fuck it. I'm throwing grenades everywhere. I'm gonna stick you as soon as you're in my face. I will stick myself. I will stick you. Yeah, have you run towards the fucking people.
Yeah, man,
I don't care if I die. I'm gonna get the kill.
Yeah, I remember the kamikaze stuff because it was always just like, God damn it, Blaine.
No, or like just not even kamikaze, just me chucking grenades into a room that you were in.
Yeah.
I was just like, bah! How
many fucking grenades you got? Jesus. Yeah, no, that
all of the grenades.
Yeah, you get fucking everyone on the map. Everyone. Speaking of kind of like a game like that, apparently the new Call of Duty's pretty fun.
Black Ops 4?
Yeah.
It looks fun. It looks interesting. I've never liked Treyarch. I've never liked Black Ops. And the fact that they've completely ditched campaign in this one, which I've always liked campaign modes. I've also just never been a Call of Duty guy in general.
True, but I mean, I was a big fan of the Modern Warfare series.
Yeah.
Except Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was a disappointment.
3.
Like, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I compare it to like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2 was amazing. Or were, whatever. I don't know what the vowel. Or
words.
Vowel, whatever.
Words.
Science.
Grammar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I was a big fan of those games. The multiplayer aspect of it, too, was really fun. And apparently this one has kind of recaptured that.
Oh, that's good.
You're back to boots on ground instead of jetpacks and all kinds of shit. You have abilities, because you choose, like, a character online. But then they also brought out that new one, Blackout, which is similar to, like, the PUBG, Fortnite, Battle Royale thing.
Yeah, the Battle Royale style.
But with COD mechanics, it looks kind of fun. I could just see me getting really pissed off playing it, though, so I'm probably going to avoid that.
You get pissed off playing games.
I'm not as bad anymore, but I still do quite a bit. Especially if it's like a fighting game.
Yeah.
Or if it is
You're not as bad as some
game.
people. You're not as bad as some people.
No. But fighting games and sports games generally piss me off more than anything. And sports games, it's just because, like, if I'm playing, like, basketball, I shoot the ball, my shot better go the fuck in, man.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I get mad. Fighting game, I'm just terrible at them, and then I just get body, especially if I play people online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't play games too often anymore.
I'm slowly getting away from them.
Well, I always go in phases. Like, I'll be like super hard into it, and then I'll not touch them for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, I play generally at least like a few times a week, but it's not near as much as I have in the past. I still play games like Destiny and things like that. I haven't touched WoW in a while, but it's something I still want to do. But
yeah,
I'm at that point in WoW where it's like the only way I really gear up or level up is if I do harder activities with people, and sometimes that's appealing to me. Other times I'm like, I just want to be able to do stuff solo, My
thing with multiplayer games or massive multiplayer games is I don't like to do like the harder stuff. I don't like to team up and do harder stuff. I like to grind. I like to if it's like the style of game where you can like mine things, I'll go mining. Like, I'm a miner.
I mean, like, if
I played RuneScape and all I did was mine.
I mean, like, I don't mind doing like the harder activities.
Uh-huh.
But, like, for example, in WoW, the friends that I play with, I played this game for basically 10 years now.
Yeah. Zach.
Zach,
is he
Ethan,
still playing?
And then there's other people that are kind of from our hometown.
Yeah.
And so these people have played a while. I didn't play until last year, and I didn't even start PC gaming until last year. So I'm still basically a noob at all that kind of shit. And they're like, well, I remember when WoW came out, this expansion, we like were grinding like crazy for things. And then all of a sudden, like, I just kind of fell off because it's like, hey, you know, I grinded through basically the story. I got a couple things left I got to do on the story, but it's nothing too major.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we've done the dungeons, so I'm not terribly worried about doing the raid.
Yeah.
Would it be cool with like a group of people I know? But, you know, other than that, I don't really want to put forth the effort to do these harder activities that take hours and hours on end.
Right.
Because I'm not a person that likes to start something and not get that shit done. Mm-hmm. And when it's like, oh, well, we'll do like, for the raid in WoW is like 8 bosses. So like, we'll do 3, and then 2. Or like, we'll try to get like some of them tonight and then we'll do another raid night. I'm like, I'd rather just honestly grind through it all.
Yeah.
But then you get those people that are failing at doing certain mechanics or something goes wrong. Maybe I fuck up. I don't know. I normally try to play a tank role, so again,
honestly,
I do aggro.
I feel this whole wanting to get it all done because, I mean, in a sense, like I'm the same way because I get demotivated from playing games when I don't have time to. I'm not a guy that can just like, all right, I'm gonna hop on here for half an hour, get some stuff done, and then go.
No,
because I mean, I'm like right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed, and that's not a game that you can just sit and play for 10, 15 minutes at a time. You have to sit and devote like a couple hours just to not exactly get anything done, but like just to enjoy it.
Well, like on top of the like whole idea of like doing like an MMO based game, I'm not a big fan of games that do like RNG.
What's that?
Like the random number generator.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I'm like loot pools, and you got a chance to get this by completing this. I want satisfaction for the shit I do.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, yeah, I can get certain things, but I want something that's going to affect me because I did the activity right then and there instead of, you have a chance. Because more than likely, my chances are I'm not getting that piece of gear or reward, whatever it is, and it's very demotivating when you play something and you're not getting any...
Yeah.
Like, I play Overwatch. That's probably my favorite game I play.
Okay.
And there's not really any reward aspect to it. Whatever, Ethan.
Did you read what he said?
I can't see it, but I saw Ethan Henderson.
He was like, whatever.
He's fucking just ripping me.
Yeah, he says, I devote days of my life to WoW.
I know he does, man.
Matt is just a casual.
I am a casual. And you know what, Ethan? Like, kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like, kudos to you. Like, I know how much gameplay or game time you have, basically, just at this level. Like, it's probably around 13 days. That's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Like, I had 3 when I checked last, and I was like, already kind of like, I'm done. I'm burnt a little bit. I need a break. But yeah, like, I need some kind of instant gratification, and like Overwatch. Yeah, there's not really a loot pool. I can get cool skins. Woo.
Yeah.
But I like it's just fast paced. I'm constantly doing something, and I get a satisfaction of when I win, and then when I lose, I take what happened, and I like can assess what happened and why I lost.
I just need a story. I need story.
I like story based games too, but I've been getting kind of away from them because, like you said, they take so much time. Like Uncharted.
Like, to me, the satisfaction I get from games is, like, knowing the story, being entertained and enthralled by the story that's being thrown at me, and I'm kind of engaging myself. Like, I'm interacting with this story. Like, the closest I get to playing a game that doesn't have a story is Monster Hunter. I mean, and this one actually did have a pretty good story in terms of, like, but I'm at the point where the story's over and I'm just playing the game now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the RNG stuff where like, you don't know what you're gonna get. There's a percentage that you're gonna get this. There's a percentage you're gonna get this, and you don't always get the things you need. In fact, you get a lot of the shit that you don't need a lot. And it's fun because it's like killing fucking monsters with giant ass swords.
Well, I mean, that's fun. That's how WoW is for me too. But I mean, I do get at a point where like I'm just going around the world questing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not getting anything that helps me at all. And then anything that's remotely higher that can help me, I'm not killing by myself. Yeah. Like, that thing's gonna kill me immediately. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that game. Story-based games, like I said, have been getting away because you just have to devote so much time. Like, I really like looking into, like, background lore of like things like again, Overwatch. Big fan of the game. I like the lore behind the game.
There is lore behind that game.
There is. And I mean they do like seasonal events. One of the seasonal events was called an Uprising event. And it was a story it was called Archives. Yeah. And it was a lore based event of kind of what happened to start the downfall of like the Overwatch League. Holy shit. What's that?
It's our neighbor. He likes to scrap things.
Fun.
We replaced a washer and dryer here, put it on the curb, and 25 minutes later it was over in his yard.
Okay. But yeah, like I like to investigate lore stuff, but I don't want to put too much time into it because shit, I can just go on YouTube and find out that lore. Yeah, because there's people that really enjoy that stuff. Mm-hmm. So Destiny is a good example. Yeah. I watch a bunch of lore videos on Destiny. You know why? Because I like to know what the fuck's going on in that game. And then 2, I don't know where the hell to find it in the game, or I don't want to take time to go out and look for it myself. So, I'll just watch a guy that, has a little bit more energy to do that than me, and I'll just watch his YouTube video.
There you go.
Same with Pokemon theories. I love Pokemon theories.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon theories are great.
Like, I was pretty excited because today they released Generation 4 in Pokemon Go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Pearl, Diamond and Pearl, right?
Yeah, Diamond, Platinum, Pearl.
I don't know any of those Pokemon.
That's when, so, in Pokemon, you had the first games were Red, Yellow, Blue, or Red, Blue, Yellow, Red, Green, if you're in Japan. Yeah. So, those didn't really have any significant story. No. It was, hey, complete the Pokedex. By the way, there's a really cool Pokemon in Cerulean Cave that's really strong. Mewtwo.
Well, I mean, you had the gyms and stuff. And
well, I mean,
there's the Team Rocket.
But that's the Pokemon League. Yeah. And, like, yeah, you had the Team Rocket stuff, but, I mean, it wasn't really...
Yeah, I mean, true.
Delved in anything.
To be fair, the thing was 8 megabytes, and how much can you really put in 8 megabytes?
Oh, no, exactly. And those are my favorite Pokemon games, and I don't know if that's just a nostalgia thing, or if it's because it's simpler than the Pokemon games that come out now.
Oh, definitely. Gold, Silver, Crystal, some of mine. I think Gen 2 and 3 are my favorites.
So then you had Generation 2. It started to get a little bit more with story. You had the Return of Team Rocket and other things like that, and then you had Hoenn Lugia. And then Generation 3 is when this whole Pokemon Ball started rolling with the whole theories on what's, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. And then after that, you get basically the Holy Trinity, or not the Holy Trinity, but, the story of, God with Lucifer and that kind of stuff with Arceus. And then all the way up until Generation 7, which I watched this really cool YouTube video about how Pokemon has taken a lot from alchemy. Yeah. And they broke it down by each bit of, like, we're going to start here in Red, and then all the way up into Sun and Moon, the legendaries are highly regarded in alchemy. And so I think that kind of stuff's really cool. And then you have fans that look back at, like, previous, generations that weren't as in-depth, and they start coming up with theories of their own. And then they become something that might be canon. The Pokemon Origins series, which is on Hulu. Yeah. The idea was Mr. Fuji was actually a scientist for Team Rocket that created Mewtwo. And then all of a sudden...
What the hell? We have lost feed.
Oh, no.
We're coming back, folks. I promise.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'll wait for the Facebook audience.
You can keep talking.
Okay.
We have an audio audience, too.
But, like, the idea was Mr. Fuji, was this scientist that created Mewtwo, and then he ended up regretting it, so then he becomes Mr. Fuji, that kind of stuff. Pokemon Origins adapted that theory and turned it canon. So that's pretty cool. You have the idea that Ho-Oh resurrected potentially like an EV, like the Evolutions, and they became the legendary beast. They're not dogs, by the way, they're cats.
They're beasts.
Everyone calls them legendary dogs. They're actually cats. They resemble more cats.
Kinda, yeah.
So, I mean, it's really cool because Pokemon, like, universe and lore has expanded quite a bit, and it's made it more fun, I feel like, to be a fan. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoyed, like, the weird, creepy ones. Gengar is just Clefable's shadow or whatever, and the whole, like, you killed Gary's Raticate. And, like, no, like, not to be funny, but, like, just, like, weird shit.
My favorite one is actually with Ditto. And Ditto is the first attempt to clone Mew.
Yes.
Because if you look at their Pokedex, like, stats, I believe they're the same height, the same weight.
Yeah.
Their shinies are the exact same colors.
They both can learn Transform.
They're the only two Pokemon that can learn Transform.
Yeah.
And Ditto can only learn Transform. That's the only move he knows how to do.
Yeah. And supposedly all Pokemon have the genetics of Mew. Or Mew has the genetics of all...
Well, if you go through the Pokemon timeline of, like, chronological, like, events, is supposedly Arceus made, like, the world, or the Pokemon universe. Some people believe with the power of the unknown, because they might be, like, an extra-dimensional Pokemon.
Okay.
So he did that, and then, time and space were created with Palkia and Giratina, and then, or Palkia and Dialga, and then Giratina came in, and he's said to be the antimatter Pokemon, but honestly, like, from, again, more theories I've seen, he seems to be more related to gravity.
Okay.
Because he comes from a thing called the distortion world.
Yeah.
And the only thing that can really distort time and space is gravity.
Yes.
So the whole point of a black hole. Or a wormhole.
I like this. I like where this is going.
Like,
it's cool.
With that, then, they developed some more, like, kind of demigod or god Pokemon. So it was, like, Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus. Which Generation 5 sucks. So, I think those are Gen 5. Those might be Gen 6. But either way, they came out with some more demigod Pokemon.
That's Gen 5.
And then Hoopa, who was, like, basically in charge of those three, was corrupted by Giratina, which again goes to that whole relationship to kind of the Christianity story. And then Giratina was banished to what was called the Distortion World. Basically, he's kind of represents the devil. In the in the Pokemon universe. Even though in anime he's kind of a good guy.
Really?
Yeah, he saves Ash's ass a couple times, I think, in a movie. So
yeah, I don't know anything about Gen 4 besides Dialga and Palkia are like time and reality, right?
So Dialga's time and Palkia's space.
So space, okay. And then Arceus is God.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I kind of fell off Pokemon, like, when I was younger after Gen 2. Gen 3, when I saw I wasn't too...
Oh, I love Gen 3.
See, I wasn't like that. But then as I got older, I got an appreciation more for it. And kind of Gen 4 is what pulled me back into it. I was like, these look kind of cool, And I actually saw a Pokemon movie on TV. And I was like, yeah, why not? I'll give it a whirl. I'll watch it. I was quite entertained.
Which one was it?
It was The Rise of Darkrai. I
never saw that one.
And, I mean, it's about Gen 4 Pokemon, and it's about this Pokemon called Darkrai, who basically is just a nightmare Pokemon.
Yeah.
He gives people nightmares, and everybody hates him. I was like, dude, this guy's fucking cool.
Yeah, he's a badass Pokemon.
Yeah, so
I have one.
Yeah. So, like...
I was like, I don't know where you came from, but I got you.
Yeah, he's cool as shit. So I was like, I'll watch this, why not? And I was entertained, and then that kind of brought me back into the series. And then they brought, of course, the remakes of Gold and Silver, which then I was just hooked again.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I remember, that was 2010, and
Yeah,
I remember
I
I remember being at Monocle's, and us all, like, as many of us playing it as we could.
Yeah.
I remember, I think, I didn't want to restart mine, but we had a Pokemon challenge. We always did those Pokemon challenges where we would start fresh and then get as far as we could within a certain amount of time and then battle each other.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to restart my Soul Silver, so I'm like, Scott, I can't remember who I borrowed from, but...
I think you might have borrowed one of mine, because I've had both Gold and Silver.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to start over, so I want to do this, though.
Yeah, I'll never forgive the person that ended up stealing my Soul Silver. Someone stole it out of my car. I was pretty pissed off because it had my event Mew, and then so my team. I was so happy with my team because my favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. Had a level 82 Dragonite.
Yeah.
And then I had Arcanine, I had Umbreon, I had Crobat. I had a good fucking team, and someone fucking stole it out of my car at Purdue campus. Like, whoever that person is, like, you know what you did. You deserve everything you get. So.
I remember, let's see, Soul Silver was like the first, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were the first games to, like, really start importing Pokemon from your Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald.
I mean, you could do that, I believe, with, like, Diamond and Platinum and Pearl.
Really?
Because they actually say that might be the hardest, like, game, at least at the time, to like complete the Pokedex, because at that point you could technically catch every single Pokemon that had existed at that point. They just might not have been in the game, so you would have had to transfer them over.
Yeah.
And I believe like the original DS was very similar to the Game Boy Color, where you couldn't plug in your cartridge and everything like that.
Well, the original DS was...
I don't think it had the, advanced cartridge.
It had the advanced cartridge and the DS cartridge.
I thought that was the one after.
You might be right. I can't... I think it might have been the original DS, too. But either way, so you could have both of them in at the same time, and then you could transfer it over. And so I had several Pokemon that had made it from my original Sapphire version. That went over to my Emerald version.
I remember your Emerald, you had a complete Pokedex.
Basically, yeah.
No, I remember you did, because I borrowed it from you once. Because I was like, hey, I've never played them. And you were like, yeah, just don't start over. And I'm like, what's the fucking point of me playing them? Dude, like...
Yeah, bro.
Like, there's nothing I can do.
No, I had a Ruby version that was like...
Because you had like 383 Pokemon, I remember.
Oh, yeah, that would have been all up... to the point of Gen 3.
Yeah, so...
I had a Ruby version. That was the one that I always, like... That was I'm going to start this game over and play it. Ruby version was, like, my speedrun game, because I think I beat it in hour 42.
Damn.
Like, that's all the way to Elite Four, nothing past it. But, yeah. So I had Pokemon that I had kept all the way to Emerald, and then when I found out I could transfer Pokemon, I put them in Soul Silver, like... Those Pokemon lasted from, like, 2003 when Sapphire came out, all the way to 2010. Like, they made it all the way to this new game. I mean, they had been through Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Pokemon Coliseum, back to Emerald.
Yeah.
Like, I think some of them made it to Fire Red.
Yeah,
like, I was all about keeping those specific Pokemon. I had the same Rayquaza.
Rayquaza's awesome.
Oh, fucking badass Pokemon.
So yeah, I mean, I love Pokemon. I love like lore behind Pokemon. It's only gotten better as time goes on. I actually watched this really cool theory about so in the most recent games, not the ones that are coming out with like the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
But like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there's an event called the Rainbow Rocket event, and it's Giovanni has started a Team Rocket called Team Rainbow Rocket, and So he goes through different dimensions called the Ultra Wormholes. And he grabs the evil team leaders from each game that have succeeded in their universes. Because Pokemon has now confirmed that there is a multi-universe theory.
Okay.
Or has confirmed the multi-universe theory that many fans came up with, because some games have Mega Evolution, some games don't.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Pokemon confirmed, hey, there's a different universe that doesn't have Mega Evolution.
And that's what you've been playing.
And that's what we've been playing up to X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything beyond that has been in this universe that has Mega Evolution. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or Sun and Moon might not. I don't know. Either way, whatever.
I feel like they do.
I think they do, because I still think you have the ability to Mega Evolve. They just didn't have new Mega Evolutions.
Yeah, okay.
But he's brought all these people who've succeeded in their universes, and they're basically trying to take over this one. And so the theory was that Red, the original protagonist in Red, Blue, and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
was able to defeat Giovanni, and he stopped his evil ways, and everything went all hunky-dory after that. Well, this theory was no, he actually didn't. Giovanni was just being a sneaky guy. And yeah, it was really interesting.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you play Gold, Silver, or Crystal, you find that cave, and supposedly that's where I think there was.
Well, the event in Soul Silver and Heart Gold is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's if you have an event Celebi and you take it to that shrine in the forest.
Yeah.
It'll take you back in time, and eventually you'll go back in time, and it's to a Giovanni event, and he's in a cave, and he's yelling at Silver, the red-haired boy.
Yeah, that's where you find out that's his son.
And
you
find out that you have suspicions.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
It's
actually
never-
says
it's never
like
confirmed.
dad or no
Yeah.
son, but he's like, I'm gonna come back with my Team Rocket. That's what he says. And so that was pointed out in the theory. And then, long story short, after you beat the Rainbow Rocket event, some scientist comes and he hits a button and it sends all the evil villains back to their universe. And for some reason, Giovanni's still there. And you're like, well, this must be his universe then. So, more than likely, maybe he might make an appearance. Not more than likely, but maybe he'll make an appearance in the new games that are coming out in a month.
Well, I mean, it's Kanto.
Well, it's Kanto, and it's supposed to be a remake of Yellow.
Yeah.
But who knows what the story is, because there's a new Pokemon, too.
Yeah, Meltan.
Yeah, Meltan, the new mythical Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be involved in the story
And
somehow.
you're not playing as Red this time around.
Is that true?
It's true. You're not playing as Red.
You look like Red.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit. You look like Red, and then, of course, the girl looks like Green. And supposedly the rival's supposed to resemble Gary Oak, but he's a nice rival. I'm tired of nice rivals.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Give me the guy that says, smell you later.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
Give me that dude back.
Give me that douchebag that you can name.
Ass hat. Just stuff like that.
Oh, what's my grandson's name? I can't remember. Have you seen that comic? It's like this.
Yeah.
It's like, Grandpa, I'm your grandson. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, you know my name, and then it shifts immediately over ass hat.
Yeah. Shut up, douchebag. Shut up, ass hat. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I miss those rivals, because the friendly rivals aren't really fun.
No. They're
Like,
yeah, let's battle and test our strength against each other. That'll be swell.
well, on top
Fuck
of it,
that.
too, is just it doesn't really make you aspire to beat that person. I remember when I was a kid, and they kind of throw that curveball at you that Blue is the Pokemon League champion.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to beat this motherfucker. That's how you feel. You're like, this guy has been always one step ahead of me for some reason. I beat him all the time, but how is he ahead of me still?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. And he's always mean as hell to me. So you know what? I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And now you don't have that ever.
No.
Now you just have this
Your
guy's like, wow,
friends.
you're super cool. You're a nice trainer.
Your
And
friends.
It's like, thanks, dude.
Your
but-
friends that you go on this adventure with.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
I
mean, in Gen 3, you barely had a rival. That was like the start of the the friendly rival.
I think, yeah.
You had that little kid,
Wally.
and you basically helped him catch his first Pokemon, and he somehow...
Well, you had, like, if you were a boy, it was Lyra, right? Or May, or Maya.
No, I think that was an Emerald. You always had Wally, but there was always the other...
See, I have not played Ruby or Sapphire. I've only played Emerald.
Okay, so there was always...
So you always have the girl, who's always Professor Birch's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, I guess if you choose the girl, then it's his son.
Yeah, and then... But
then
there's
you have
always Wally.
Who was like, I gotta catch a Ralts.
Yeah, he was... You help him catch his first Pokemon, he becomes a trainer that moment, and then it's from that point on, it's just... Somehow this kid's like right behind you, like let's battle, test my strength, and then somehow he makes it to the end of Victory Road.
Yeah, like you beat him right before you go to the Elite Four.
Hey, I'm gonna test my strength, and you're like, all right, guess I'm gonna fuck you up.
You know what you should do on this channel? You should do a Nuzlocke.
I'm not doing Nuzlocke.
Nuzlocks are fun.
I don't have the patience for it.
Nuzlocks are so fun. I love Nuzlocks. I'll do a Nuzlocke for this channel.
We have been looking for a reason to get our Twitch stream going, so...
I'll do it, buddy. I will do it. I love Nuzlocks. They're so fun. Especially if you do a randomized Nuzlocke.
Mm-hmm. Explain to the audience what the Nuzlocke challenge is.
Alright, so the Nuzlocke challenge is pretty simple. So Pokemon is a very linear game.
Yes.
So as you walk through the story, you experience new destinations, and each destination, the Nuzlocke is said you can only catch the first Pokemon you see in that destination. So any place, like a new town or something that says a new route, you can only catch the first Pokemon you see. Also, you're supposed to nickname that Pokemon. It's supposed to help you develop a tighter bond.
Yeah.
And then if that Pokemon faints, it's considered dead. So you have to either release it or you have a designated graveyard PC box.
Okay.
The cool thing with randomized Nuzlocks is, so you download a program called the Randomizer. You mainly do this through ROMs with emulators. And you import your ROM to this randomizer, and it randomizes Pokemon items, Pokemon that trainers have even, and you can pretty much do anything you want.
Okay.
With it, and then so, let's say I'm playing like Kanto, one of the first games, and my starter Pokemon are traditionally Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. I could have starter Pokemon be a Magikarp, a Dragonite, and a Mewtwo, which I've had a starter Pokemon be a Mewtwo in a Nuzlocke, and I was like, I'm going to sweep this thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only had one attack, and it was Confusion.
That sucks.
And the first Pokemon I encountered was a Dark type.
Ooh.
I can't hit Dark types. So I've got to waste 40 Confusions and not die to struggle against this damn thing.
Holy shit.
So that Nuzlocke kind of ended real quick.
Yes. With probably
Mewtwo.
with the best Pokemon you could possibly get.
Exactly. So, I mean...
That's crazy.
They're just really fun. And then, again, with that Nuzlocke thing, once, every Pokemon in your party dies, you can either A, choose, let's say you have, a bunch of Pokemon in your PC. You can either A, choose to say, you know what, I guess I'll replace this team with another team, or it's done. I've been knocked out, I can no longer continue, so got to start over.
Mm-hmm.
I have a blast with Nuzlocks. I always seem to have really bad luck with them. I don't know if I've actually ever complete one, because, again, that bad luck.
Can you imagine getting a Smeargle for a starter?
Oh yeah, no, dude,
that would suck.
My last one, I tried. I had Arcanine
Or a
as starter.
Wobbuffet.
I was so excited because I had Arcanine as a starter. I wasn't able to catch any other Pokemon because he just kept killing everything. And so I ended up getting to the 4th gym with 1 Pokemon.
Wow.
And this was on Gold version.
I can imagine it would be tough because, I mean, the beginning of the game is like nothing but like grass and bug Pokemon.
Well, again, you can randomize those.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, like, I mean, in the wild, I could have found a freaking Mewtwo or, something else crazy, which I have.
Lugia.
But, yeah, I've had that happen.
Lugia would be nuts to have at the beginning of the game because it's nothing but special defense.
Mm-hmm. So, like, I had an Arcanine, and I remember my first encounter was, I want to say, it was something bad. So I was like, I'm not worried about this. So I just KO'd it immediately. My next encounter, something bad again. I was like, KO'd it immediately. I probably shouldn't have done that, because I probably should have just caught one of them. Because, again, I got to the 4th gym and I had only 1 Pokemon. And I was over leveled for the gym. Mm-hmm. But again, if they have 1 Pokemon that's type advantage over me, probably
game over.
Probably GG, brother.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what ended up happening. I got to Morty, and his Gengar was something, I want to say it was like a freaking Garchomp.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, and I was
You're
just like,
fucked.
I was just like, oh boy, and it just
wrecked.
I think it earthquaked me to the fucking ground, man.
Fucking wrecked.
I remember
Garchomp was so OP.
I tried another one, and it was freaking.
Imagine getting Garchomp as a starter.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I had Bugsy.
Or Haxorus.
Haxorus would be cool.
Oh fuck yeah, it would. Or Hydreigon. Hydreigon is like
Hydreigon is sweet.
End all be all OP.
Like, I like his typing too. A Dark Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a big Dark type fan.
And his speed is insane.
Yeah. A Dark type Pokemon are kind of my thing. I love those types. Like, Umbreon's one of my favorite Pokemon.
Umbreon's a fucking tank.
Umbreon is a freaking monster, man. Like,
and you don't expect it.
The only way that anytime I have to face an Umbreon, I go for same strategy. I go for Toxic immediately. And
that way, if you're not doing damage to him, you're doing damage to him.
And I have a Pokemon that has a 100% never misses attack. Because they always know some kind of accuracy move, like Sand Attack or something.
Yeah.
Or they know Double Team. That was honestly one of my favorite Pokemon I had. It's kind of changing subject. With, not subject, but whatever. I had a Crobat that I just made into the most annoying thing I could possibly make it into. So it knew Toxic, Confuse Ray, Double Team, and then had like a really just awful attack. I think it was Leech Life.
Oh shit!
And I was just like, I'm just gonna fuck everything with this thing.
I'm gonna be super annoying, and then pathetic. Like it's gonna be a total troll Pokemon.
I remember Kristen battled me, and I had that Pokemon, and she ended up quitting mid-battle. Because she's like, this is just stupid. I'm done.
Fuck this. Struggle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man. I remember, so I used to play Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2.
Mini games.
And I did, I mean, mini games are fun, but...
Those are my thing.
Gym Leader Castle was my thing.
Gym Leader Castle's hard.
I loved the Gym Leader Castle.
Especially fucking the first game. The first one.
Oh, yeah.
The damn Raichu that knows Surf.
Dude, the fucking Gym Leader Castle was always the shit. And Pokemon and Stadium 2, it got even better because as soon as you beat the Elite Four and the champion, then you have the Kanto gyms, and you face off against Red.
Yeah.
And that was badass. And I remember, so I would do the Elite Four, and the stadiums were so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, the arenas that you fought in were so cool. I remember Claire's, the Blackthorn gym. Holy shit, that's a badass looking gym.
Yeah, man.
But I remember doing the Elite Four, and I would always get to Karen, and she would put out. And the thing is, that was back before I really understood type. I mean, I understood type advantages, but like I didn't care. I was the type of guy that would tank my starter until I got to Lugia, and then I'd tank Lugia, and then I'd have like basically 2 OP Pokemon, and nothing else. Nothing else was developed. But I would tank those 2, and then I had this level 100 Mewtwo that I just always had, and I would tank that. And so I would tank that, and then I would get to fucking Karen and her goddamn Umbreon. And I would just use Swift and the only thing I could do was Swift and Strength.
Swift and Strength.
And it just took for fucking ever because I'd have to recover, and then she would fucking like somehow recover goddamn Umbreon, and God, no!
Yeah. No, anytime I see an Umbreon, the first thing I do is just like toxic.
Let's fucking poison the shit out of it. Like, that Crobat sounds like the biggest fucking troll ever.
Yeah, dude. It was awesome. I loved it. That thing was honestly...
Confuse Ray, Toxic, Double Team.
I always start off with Toxic. That's the first move I do. And then it goes to Confuse Ray.
Yeah,
and then it's
evasion.
You land 3 double teams, basically nothing's hitting you.
Yeah, and if they don't hit themselves, they're not hitting you.
Yeah.
And they're on top of that, they're hitting themselves and poison.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
I just that Crobat I had because I was like, I want to use something different I've never used before. That Crobat made me fall in love with Crobat. I was like,
oh, Crobat's a badass Pokemon.
This thing is the biggest troll, and I love it.
I remember I used to. There's a meme page I used to follow called "I'm confused. Better punch myself in the face."
Yep.
Based off of that exact situation.
That damn. I get so pissed off when I get confused, man.
Let me ask you this question about in regards to Pokemon. So over time, originally, TMs used to be one-use items.
Yeah.
And HMs were unlimited. But TMs were one use, so you had to use them sparingly. And you got one at the end after you beat every gym. You know, you could come across them in the wild. You could buy them in stores. The ones you could buy in stores were cool because you could buy multiples of them. They're usually not the best.
Yeah.
Like the best.
Well, I mean, they had some that were okay. Like you could buy Hyper Beam, I think, in almost every game.
Yeah, eventually. Either that or it was in the casino. I think it was in the casino. But it was mostly like Fire Punch and Ice Punch and Thunder Punch.
Stuff like that, yeah.
And I always taught that to I always thought Thunder Punch to my Feraligatr. That was a badass move. I mean, especially throw a Thunder move on a Water Pokemon and you're gold.
See, I always try to cover my weakness. So like,
yeah,
I made sure I taught my Arcanine. Like, I made sure I had Sunny Day.
Mm-hmm.
On Arcanine because for one it gives me increased fire, but I also had Solar Beam on that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll Sunny Day, and if you want to switch out to a Water type, you're getting Solar Beam. If you want to switch out to a Ground type, you're getting Solar Beam. So I mean, I always made sure I tried to do stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
what do you think of these days? So TMs now, I think from Gen. So, Pokemon Y version, I think, was the first one that made TMs unlimited.
Yeah.
X and Y.
I mean, I like it because there's some TMs that are just so good in the game that we would find ways around them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, like in Gen 1, Body Slam was so broken in that game.
And had Razor
basically,
Leaf.
Body Slam,
Razor
Earthquake,
Leaf, Slash,
Razor Leaf,
all the
anything
crit
that had a crit or something that could paralyze
was 100% crit.
Yeah, so
like crit every fucking time. Slash was insane. Slash and Razor Leaf were insane.
You could do the missing no glitch to like basically copy any TM, any item that was in like the 5th or 6th slot. I can't remember which right now, but like I was like, I'm teaching Body Slam to like all my Pokemon. Because it's a good coverage move. You know, It's a normal type move, so it's never going to be, like, not very effective.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not going to hit is a Ghost-type Pokemon. So, and in Gen 1, there was only 3 Ghost-type Pokemon in one line. So you only had to worry about Gengar, pretty much, in the late game. And Karen is the only person that had a Gengar.
Yeah.
So, I was, like, teaching Body Slam. Earthquake was a absolute monster. So, I would just, like... basically use that missing no glitch to copy all the really good TMs.
Yeah.
Or the TMs I wanted on multiple Pokemon.
Gen 2 only had Misdreavus, right?
I believe so,
in terms of ghosts. And I started thinking, I'm like, man, there weren't many ghosts.
No. Ghost Pokemon didn't really become prevalent until... I mean, here's the problem. With Gen 1, there was a glitch where Ghost type weren't very effective against Psychic.
Yeah.
If they could even hit them, I can't remember. If it was either they couldn't hit them or they weren't very effective. when they're supposed to be super effective.
See, I always use Psychic against Ghost Pokemon.
Well, Psychic's super effective against Ghost.
Yeah, okay.
But in Gen 1, like, Pokemon Anime, why does Ash go to get a Haunter?
You're right.
Sabrina. So, Ghost type were supposed to be super effective against Psychic. That's why Psychic Pokemon were so broken in Gen 1. Like Alakazam and Mewtwo. They didn't have any weaknesses other than Bug, and the only good Bug type move were on Pokemon that were so bad it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
We finally got a decent Bug type move in Megahorn with Heracross.
Fuck yeah.
Again, he's weak against Psychic because he's a fighting type as well. So, there's a trade-off there.
Yeah. Good story here. I remember, so back in the day, like, I think when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, I was in, that was when Scott Collins and I, we started really bonding because we had 2 classes in college together.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in psychology and not creative writing, one of the English classes. And so in psychology, we would sit together and he would have his book up on his desk and his DS like right underneath it. And so he'd just be sitting there and he was trying so hard to find a Heracross. And he had this thing, I don't know if he still does, but he had this thing where he would only catch male Pokemon.
No, he still does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he will not catch a female Pokemon.
Oh my god. So he finally found, he was like just going around fucking headbutting trees and shit. Just trying to get this fucking Heracross out. And he finally finds a Heracross. It's a female. He's like, I was like, dude, you finally got it. And he's like, nope.
Yeah. No, he'll still only catch the male.
He fucking murdered that Heracross.
Well, Kristen was doing the same thing probably about a month ago because we were doing a little Pokemon challenge between me and her. And she was on Gold and she was trying to find a Heracross. And I told her, I was like, you better try and make sure that thing's female. And she's like, why? I was like, Whitney, all she uses is Attract.
Ooh, yeah.
I was like, you get yourself that female Heracross, she's not using Attract anymore, and you're just gonna punch her in the...
Honestly, I'm opposite of Scott. I specifically catch female Pokemon, mostly because I like to breed.
Yeah, breeding can be fun. If
you do it right.
If you do it right, they can be really good Pokemon too. Especially if you get the right IVs and stuff. That's getting way complicated.
I never went into IVs and EVs.
I never really did either. So
I mean, I kind of did eventually, like when I started playing like Black and White and X and Y. But
I just never could get myself into like competitive battle with Pokemon.
I never used it I never used my IV things competitively. I always just did it to increase my already badass chances of beating the story.
Yeah. So.
I mean, which is basically pointless. IVs are pointless unless you're competitively battling.
Yeah.
But
I think it's really exciting because the new Pokemon games, like I said, are coming out in a month. Let's go.
Are you gonna get them?
I am. I don't have a Switch right now.
I don't either.
Get one eventually.
Yeah, that's my plan for Christmas. I plan on getting a Switch and the new Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo.
Maybe Skyrim for the 8th time, and
of course.
Probably not. I don't. I've been so iffy on getting a Switch just because there's just not any games that I want to play.
See, for me, like, I'm kind of gone away from console gaming. Yeah. And I'm like, a Switch is fun because it's something that's like a kind of party system.
Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what I've thought about it. I mean, I get it. I mean, there's a Monster Hunter game for it now. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Monster Hunter World came out on PC, people were like, hey, are you going to get it? I'm like, no.
I'm tempted to get it. Because now I got the Surface Pro, or the Surface Book, and I'm like, okay, and since Steam, like, everything saves to the cloud, I can play it on here, or I can play it on my Surface on the go.
Yeah,
if I really want to.
I'm just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
I'm not really too into it. I don't play that much, really, anything other than Overwatch and Rocket League.
Yeah.
I play Destiny, but I just pretty much get on there, do the stuff I need to do, and then I'm done.
So that's a Destiny 2 PS4 Pro over there. It actually came with a physical copy of Destiny 2. A lot of like specific consoles don't come with the game physically. It's always digital. No, that came with a physical copy, and Destiny 2 came out on PS4. PlayStation Plus.
It's free now.
For free. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So I went to download it, and it's like, you have to get the disc data first. I'm like, okay. Deleted it, and now if I really want to, I can sell that copy of Destiny 2 for like $5.
That's what you'll get out of it.
I know.
Their most recent, DLC was fun.
The Forsaken?
Yeah, it's fun. And, I mean, it's still kind of going with like new story and events and stuff.
I never beat the core story.
It's okay. Wasn't great.
And the same with I just got burnt out again, just like the first Destiny.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a fun game. It's a nice thing to kill some time, but
yeah, honestly,
it's nothing spectacular.
Okay.
That's like, going to be absolutely revolutionary in game, like going to change the way games are played. Like
absolutely
it's no
not.
Halo.
No,
Halo is a game that did that, and I mean it's not even the same people. It's a company that says, we're the people that came out with Halo. No, you're not. Those people are all gone.
They all moved to 343.
That, or I mean, they just left in general.
Yeah.
It's the same with like BioWare. They did the whole like Andromeda. It's not the same people that made the original Mass Effect trilogy.
No.
So, I mean, you got to take what everything is said with a grain of salt. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Do your own research.
Speaking of Halo, I haven't done any research into Halo Infinite or Infinity. Is it Infinite?
I think it's Infinity.
Okay, have you seen anything about that other than
I just saw like the little E3 trailer.
Yeah, okay, that's all I've seen. Which I was confused as fuck.
Like, I wasn't a fan of Halo 5. I played the first 2 campaign missions. I was like, fuck this.
See, I liked the campaign. It was different, but I was okay with it.
See, I felt like it didn't continue the story properly for me from Halo 4.
Yeah.
And I know that there was like, because I asked someone who was like big into it. He was like, "Oh no, events took place in between these games, and that's why Chief is kind of like on the outside of like the USMC now, or I think it's the USMC."
Well, I mean, he's still with them. It's just a matter.
But he's kind of like one of those like rogue kind of agents at the same time. Like he's doing his orders, but he's doing something else on the side that they're like, "We don't want you doing that kind of shit."
See, I didn't see that at all. I saw that as more like, okay, he's back. He's got his old fire team back, and they're just doing missions. They're like this legacy team.
Mm-hmm. Like someone told me, basically it was like a kind of like a UN event that happened.
Well, they say that was like the whole campaign that like sparked interest in the game. Like they're saying, "Oh, Master Chief's gone fucking AWOL and he's gone crazy, he murdered a bunch of people, and so now Spartan Locke is going after him." And, and like they made this huge fucking ad campaign based around Spartan Locke versus Master Chief, and that wasn't even a thing. I mean, okay, to an extent, they were tasked with finding Chief.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Chief did something crazy and now he's got like, no, he just fucking went AWOL.
Yeah,
that's all he did. And they none of that shit that the commercials were going on about, none of the shit that the ad campaign was going on about happened.
Mm-hmm. I just remember playing the first campaign missions and I was just like, this doesn't feel like Halo. This is starting to feel kind of like the newer Call of Duties that I didn't like.
Advanced Warfare, like. And
I was like, I'm gonna stop. And again, Halo 4 was okay. It wasn't anything amazing.
It was just a Halo game.
Yeah, like it.
It was a Halo game with new enemies.
It was a Halo game with new enemies, and a really shitty boss battle at the end.
There was a boss battle at the end?
It was basically that
sarcasm.
Mission. Yeah. That's basically what it was. Yeah. And I was like, but it's the start of a new story, whatever.
To be fair, I mean, the only only real boss battle in the entire series besides that was Tartarus. And you shoot him like 3 times and he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, they're not known for boss battles.
No.
They're more known for those like epic chase battles.
Or the fucking hold your ground, like shit's invading the scene now.
Like wave after wave kind of thing.
Like it's the what do they call it? They came out with an ODST.
Horde mode? Or
basically horde mode.
Firefight?
Firefight, yeah, that's what you're talking. What I was talking about. It's basically they're known for those. Like you're linear. I'm gonna charge through this, and then I've come to a spot, and now I gotta defend the spot for like 5 minutes or however long.
I don't know. I just like when I think about memorable Halo missions. The one that comes to mind is on Halo 2, where you have to fight the Scarab.
Oh yeah, definitely, without question.
And I mean, like, there's quite a few of those kind of missions in the whole series of Halo 1 through 3, the first original trilogy. And then you get Halo 4, and there's not really a memorable level like that.
No.
And I felt like they tried to do that with the final boss, like, dude, what is his name? The Diode?
The Didact.
The Didact?
Yeah.
The Dyke Dick. So,
I just went to grab my beer and there's nothing in it.
Story of my life. But, like, they tried to recreate that kind of special feeling, and it just didn't work. And then Halo 5, again, they didn't really follow up on that, other than, like, the kind of Cortana thing at the end.
See, the direction they took that was super fucking weird. And, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still eager to see where it goes. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to see where Cortana, like, this evil Cortana or corrupted Cortana goes with all of this. And because, I mean, Earth's defenses are completely shut down. And if you watch... don't play Halo Wars 2, but watch all the cutscenes. Because it connects directly into Halo 5.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yeah, the direction they took it was just so weird and so off the wall. I mean, I don't know if I like this whole there's no Covenant, like we're not fighting the Covenant thing. Like Halo without the Covenant.
Well, to me,
or the Covenant that we know,
like,
is just weird.
Halo 3, in my opinion, should have ended the war with the Covenant.
Yeah.
And then Halo 4 begins with the Covenant going after Chief again, and you're like, wait, weren't we just cool?
Cool. No, it's weird because like there's like these little like splinter groups of Covenant where they're just fanatics.
Yeah, and I mean I feel like they don't explain that very well.
They don't.
And then all of a sudden you're fighting like the fucking Prometheans.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
Which no, I thought the Prometheans were cool.
And they were smart.
Yeah. They
introduced like intelligent enemies. Like the AI for the enemies was just crazy in Halo 4. Like those, I mean, you had like these little like those crawler Prometheans, mm-hmm. But they were smart. Like, sure, you could easily take them down, but if like they just started overwhelming you, so you would retreat back behind something.
Yeah.
But they're like, funny, and they just started surrounding you.
Yeah.
Because they were smart enough to surround you and find new vantage points.
Yeah, the Prometheans I thought were really cool, and honestly, I would have had less of an issue with the Covenant being around had it been like, let's say, just one small group, a fanatic, thing, and then all of a sudden the Prometheans just came and fucking wiped them. Like, yeah, because there was just too much going on. Because all of a sudden you're fighting the Prometheans and the Covenant, whereas like in Halo, the whole story was actually, we're fighting this Covenant group, but don't wake up the Flood.
Yeah, the Flood. There to fuck everybody up.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of similar to what they were trying, I think, with Halo 4. But again, it just didn't have that magic. It didn't have that same kind of stuff. I remember the first fucking mission with the Flood in Halo. Holy shit.
Scary.
It was like, what the fuck is going on?
It was scary.
So you like freaked out and you were trying to like figure out how the hell to like get out of that area because like you were going to get overrun. Because like they came and just wiped everything. Whereas, like, the Prometheans were just like, we're here. We're just kind of chilling. You're kind of chilling. We got some shit going on. And then there's also still Covenant there, you know? That was my issue with Halo 4. I haven't really paid attention to other Halos after. Like I said, Halo 5 I was disappointed in after the first couple missions. The multiplayer is still the multiplayer.
Halo 5's multiplayer was garbage.
I actually don't mind it that much. I think it was okay. You know what? I would just be happy with them just remastering the original Halo trilogy.
Which they started doing. They need to finish with Halo 3. I mean, the remaster that we got of Halo 2 and the Master Chief Collection, holy shit. Yeah, those cutscenes.
Just give me the remastered versions, and then honestly, if they just wanted to sell me on Halo 3 multiplayer,
right?
I'm sold, dude.
If they want,
they had Halo Online, that Russian spoof fucking demo thing.
Oh yeah.
I remember me, Zach, and Ethan and Andy all downloaded that shit. We played it for a couple days.
They were trying to get me to do it, and I'm like, guys, no.
Dude, I had fun doing it, and then they just all stopped, and I was like, well, I guess there's no fucking point in me
because they went right back to Rocket League and Overwatch and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
which, I mean, I understand.
I play those.
Yeah, like, I get the... But I was like, I'm having fun with this.
It was either that or Rust. They went to Rust.
No, they don't really play Rust.
They did at the time.
So, yeah.
But they were trying really hard to get me to play that Halo Online thing, and I'm like, guys, no. It was fun. I mean, yeah, I get the nostalgia because it takes you back to those days where we didn't have online gaming, where if you did, you were like really special. But what we had was LAN parties where we would just take our Xboxes. That's right, Xbox, not Xbox 360. We would take it over to our fucking friend's house, and we would have like 4 or 5 Xboxes in a house. And we just take over the entire house with a router and a fucking hub, and we would connect it all and just system link, and we would just have the time of our lives on fucking Halo 2.
Yeah, LAN parties are so fun.
I remember doing the LAN parties at Zach Schnepp's house.
Yeah,
and I remember after a while we got fed up with like actually like killing each other, and we just said fuck it, and we started breaking the maps. Like where we would escape the map.
We would do that, and then we would also just say, fuck it, we're doing Warthog racing. Or any vehicle racing.
Escaping the maps was like hilarious fun because we would have to sword cancel the whole time.
Yeah. I do remember that stuff. But yeah, like it was fun, but it died real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other games I'm pretty excited for. Shit, I don't even know. I honestly can't think of another Anthem, which is just going to be basically another.
It's going to be another Destiny. Destiny with mech suits.
Yeah, like it's basically going to be another Destiny Division combo.
Yeah, I'm iffy on that game. Like, I don't know if I'm going to want to devote the time to it.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'll wait till I see reviews too.
I mean, okay, so I'm still playing Odyssey. Mm-hmm. I love how this podcast has just turned. It's just straight video games. Like, and I'm okay with that because I rarely get to talk video games, at least at this level.
It's your knowledge, your expertise.
Yeah. So I'm playing Odyssey, and that's going to probably take a couple months of my time.
Yeah, probably.
At the rate I play and just the sheer massiveness of it. But next week I have Red Dead 2 coming out. Which
I've never even played the first one.
I haven't either. I haven't either.
Apparently they're so good.
I don't know shit about it. Except for just Grand Theft Auto and the fucking Wild West. Which I'm okay with.
Word?
I mean, Red Dead 2 is apparently just incredible. I mean, it's so incredible that the horse's balls shrink when it's cold. That's the level of detail this fucking game has.
Jesus.
But no, I mean, okay, so I pre-ordered.
I'm gonna bug you for a beer. Because I'm thirsty.
What you want?
Just give me one of the Budweisers.
You want one of the Budweisers? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got you a Budweiser.
Thank you.
I got you some Diesel. But yeah, I mostly got Red Dead as an anniversary gift for my now wife, which I'm eventually going to play whenever I'm done with Assassin's Creed. And then next month I got Fallout 76.
I'm iffy on that one.
I am too, because I've never been a big Fallout fan, but I have friends that are going to be playing it, so that should be fun.
I've never been a big Fallout guy. I tried Fallout 4, and I got really annoyed with the dialogue, so I just stopped playing.
Yeah, I tried playing Fallout 4. I've said this a couple times, but I got really burnt out on it, and the fact that I was more enjoying life. I was on night shift too, so that did not help. So I'd get home and I want to go on YouTube or check Facebook and catch up on all my social media and all my YouTube subscriptions. And by the time I was done with that, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go watch some Netflix and go to bed.
Yeah.
On top of that, while I was doing that, my roommate at the time was playing Fallout 4. So I would just watch him play. And then if I tried to go play, I'd be like, well, fuck, I literally just watched him do this. Like, why
am I doing this
Why am I doing this now? So, yeah. But the fact that I'm going to have friends to play with, that's going to help a lot. I wish Bethesda would just do that with Skyrim and it not be the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I like the most about Fallout 4, and that was building of, like, the fortresses.
See, I didn't like that. It's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't care.
See, I thought that was pretty cool, because I was like, I thought it would be a really cool concept of, like, what if, like, you could build these fortresses, like, try to build, like, a society, like in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then you could go raid other people's fortresses.
Which, that's basically what Fallout 76 is going to be.
But I'm nervous about that, because the fortress building was a bit shaky in Fallout 4. And then...
Well, they've had 3 years to improve it.
Hopefully, but Bethesda's known for bugs.
Yeah, they are. That's why they have a beta coming out here in a couple of weeks for that.
Again, that's going to be a game that I will wait if I even attempt to even get.
Okay. Like I said, I wish they would do that with Skyrim, like or an Elder Scrolls that's not on. It's online, but it's not Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
See, the base building thing, like, I don't want to build the base. I'm not good at it. I'll go collect the resources.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Okay with
you
that.
Could, like, let's say...
I'll be that guy.
You're part of that guy in the society that doesn't do the building. You literally, your job is just to collect the sources.
And that's what I love. I want to have those roles.
Yeah, like, if you could have, like, a community thing like that, that'd be super cool.
And I mean, I don't know how much you've looked into 76, but you're going to be able to nuke people. You're going to be able to... But
Fuck you!
So I know, right? You actually have to find the codes, the launch codes, and then find the silo that those codes go to.
That's
so
kind of cool.
It's like it's a mini game within the game, you know? And you'll be able to nuke anywhere on the map. So it can be someone else's settlement. It can be a city that's already there. It can just be some random spot. And the cool thing is, once it's nuked, it becomes radioactive. And then there are certain resources and items that can only be collected from those sites, like once it becomes nuked. Because, I mean, which makes sense with the world. I mean, you heat something up so hot, it eventually becomes a new element, essentially. Or
well...
I'm exaggerating some science here.
Yeah,
but,
like, I don't think you can change the number of protons.
No, but, I mean, you get what I mean. Like, well, no, because things fuse at certain heats. I mean, it's just the fucking sun.
Yeah.
And shit. But, no, you mean, like I said, I'm exaggerating some science here, but it makes sense. And it's a cool thought.
I like the idea. With that, you'd have to be careful on, like, server size.
I'm sure they've thought
Listen,
through.
they're smarter than me.
But at the same time, you were right. They are known for their bugs.
So, but, like, you just imagine, like, you get put in a server with fucking, like, 10,000 people.
I doubt that.
I know, but, again, like, could you just imagine? And next thing you know, the fucking world's just done because everywhere's been nuked.
I can imagine it's only, like, maybe 10 to 25 people.
It would have to be something small.
I mean, that map's only so big. It can only be so big.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also probably huge.
Well, I mean, if it's kind of like an online, like, massive multiplayer kind of style, open world, I mean, look at World of Warcraft.
You're right.
Like, and then there's different realms.
But at the same time, West Virginia is only so big.
West Virginia! So, I mean, like, yeah, 76, like I said, Anthem, you have the Division 2, which... I don't know if you played the Division, like...
Never did.
Like, when it first came out, it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
And, like, towards the end, like, they just kept doing stuff. And it got really fun.
Yeah.
I had a fun time. I've tried Warframe several times. I just can't really seem to get into it.
Never played Warframe.
Again, it's like another one of those kind of looter-based games.
I got you.
But, yeah, I mean... Other than that, I'm not too sure what's coming out that I'm like, yeah, like, I'm ready to get that.
Honestly, it's just those 3 games. Like, I'll eventually play Red Dead, but I mostly got that for Miranda to play. She loved the first Red Dead Redemption, and I always wanted to play it, but I just never did, and I could just never muster the want to get it.
Yeah.
And then Red Dead 2 just looks so fantastic.
We got also The Last of Us 2 is coming out.
I never played The Last of Us.
See, I never really did either. I had it.
I get a lot of shit for never playing that game.
I know what happens. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, it's one of those story-driven based games, and that's super cool.
That's one thing I love about Sony is they fucking kill it with their exclusives. Like, they knock it out of the park. The last 3 that have come out, Sony exclusive. So it starts with Horizon Zero Dawn. That game was fantastic. The DLC that came out with it.
I never beat it. My problem with Horizon Zero Dawn was, like, it just kind of seemed slow-paced to me.
Really?
Yeah. And again, that might have just been me because, like, I'm one of those people that, like, when I'm in an area or a game like that, I want to kind of look around at everything.
Okay.
So that's probably on me, but I wasn't really able to get into the main character and, like, the society of, like, the
I loved
story.
Aloy. Aloy she left a lot to be desired, you know, in terms of, like, but that, I thought that was kind of cool at the same time. Like, I wanted more Aloy, I wanted more of her personality, and, like, but at the same time, I was pretty satisfied at the same time.
Well, I remember, like, one of the first parts of the game, you know, you're, like, you know, doing the trial thing, and this dude's just being a fucking dick to you.
Yeah.
And then he just ends up getting killed by these raiders, and you're just like, wait, I wanted to beat his ass. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, the opening of that game, like, after you do the trial, and, like, spoiler alert, folks. After you do the trial, and, like, the fucking Shadow Karja, that's who they were.
Yeah.
The Shadow Karja come, and they're like, they fucking murder everyone. And you lose your fucking, the guy who raised you, and I think he's like your dad or something like that, essentially. He raised you, whatever.
I don't know.
It's crazy. Like, you get all those feels, like, right from the get-go.
Like, I mean, the story-wise, I thought the game was fun. And visually, like, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Let's not even say anything, because, for real.
Yeah. I love the whole... Like, eventually you can start overriding the machines. And I remember when I finally got the ability to override a Thunderjaw. I came across this field, and it had a bunch of those, like, basically giant bowl-type machines. But then out of nowhere, here comes a Thunderjaw. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I went to start maybe sneaking up on him. And then another Thunderjaw comes out. I'm like, holy shit. So I overrid one, and then they started fighting each other and duking it out. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And then when my Thunderjaw finally beat the other one, I just started shooting the shit out of it, and so I got 2 Thunderjaws like cake.
I'm just, like I said, I think it was like pacing for me. I was like, it felt a little slow. At that point I had gotten rid of my PlayStation. So I didn't even get to play the new God of War. And I love God of War,
dude. And
I hear such good things about this one. So
this is the God of War to end all previous God of Wars. Like, it's a great. It was essentially a reboot, while still, it was a reboot that continued what we already had. It's not like it's a reboot that just says, yeah, the other stuff never happened. It just blows everything from the past out of the water. Gameplay, story, character development.
Yeah.
Kratos, he's already a much different person.
Yeah.
And then you see so much development in him further throughout the game. And personally, I think you would really love this game.
Well, I've seen gameplay and everything, and I was all for it. But again, I'm just like, I don't have a PlayStation, so what's the point?
I get you.
And I mean, of course, you know, Uncharted is kind of known to be their signature series. Those are all fantastic games.
Never played any of them.
They're fun. They're really fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just like waiting for the movie at this point. Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. Hell yeah.
Give it to Nathan Fillion. And, like, Sony does a really good job with their exclusives and their story-based games. But, like I said, lately, just with story-based games, I've just been like, I'd rather just do something that, you know, if I did want to play for just like a half hour, I could.
Yeah.
And not get sucked into it. Because that was something that I think with the Horizon Zero Dawn and other story-based games I've had trouble with is like I have to talk myself into playing them.
Yes.
And then when I finally do, I'm like, hey, I'm having a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that initial of like, oh god, I don't want to play that.
Yeah. It becomes a chore.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's a chore you want to do, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, God, if I do this, I'm going to be there for hours, and I'm not going to get this done. I'm not going to get this done. Oh, I got to spend time with this person. I got to eat.
Yeah, I got to eat,
I got to eat. I got to go to sleep and be at work in the morning, and it's like...
Yeah.
So I'm basically limited to, like, maybe Sundays playing at this time.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I'm not really limited at this point in time, but I've just kind of been like, I don't really have a desire.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, like I said, I play a lot of Overwatch. It's that point in the competitive season where literally all people do is just, they throw because they don't care. And I'm a guy that cares.
Mm-hmm.
So I get really annoyed when it's like, the whole point of Overwatch is synergy. Characters have certain synergies with other characters. And it's a lot of chess play too, where you got to do counter strike, counter picks. And unfortunately, I'm at such a low level that people don't do that kind of stuff. And I mean, even at higher levels, it happens all the time like that. So it's whatever. Like I said, you know, maybe eventually I'll get the new Black Ops. It's supposedly really fun. I've seen a lot of good things. But as of right now, my priority is to get that Switch and the new Pokemon game, because those will be games I'll have fun with.
Tyler and I both plan on getting Switches and getting the new Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if him and I have already decided on which one we are each respectively going to get.
Which one are you thinking?
I lean towards Eevee,
Mm-hmm.
just for but the fact that I can't get Umbreon, that might change things.
Well, the thing is, from what I hear, you can't even evolve that starter.
What?
So you would be Eevee and Pikachu, and if that is true, I'm probably going to lean towards more getting Hey You Pikachu or the Let's Go Pikachu.
If that's the case, then yeah, I might do that too.
Because he'll be a little bit more.
And you know, I remember
viable,
in the original Yellow,
you couldn't
you couldn't evolve it unless you traded it. You could trade it to a Gold and Silver, or I think, yeah, maybe Red and Blue too. But if you trade it to Gold and Silver, it's holding a light ball, which increases electric attacks.
Yeah.
But you could also evolve it.
Yeah. So
and if you send it back, he no longer follows you.
With like the new games, there's no more abilities or held items.
Really?
That's what I've heard from reports and from people that have played the game. They didn't see that. Who knows? Maybe it was because they played the early tutorial parts and they just didn't have that.
I could do without abilities. I mean, I did it before.
I've done it before, but the abilities change so much now. Especially with them having Mega Evolution coming back, too. Like, Mega Kangaskhan is going to be useless. Like, yeah, Mega Pokemon have, like, higher, like, stats.
Yeah.
But Mega Kangaskhan has a pretty OP ability.
What was that?
It's called Parental Bond, and it was basically they attack twice. Because Mega Kangaskhan is, you know, the baby Kangaskhan and then the adult.
Okay.
And so it'd be, you know, kid attack you and then the adult attack you. So 2 hits every attack, basically.
Jesus.
So, I mean, it was pretty... At one point in the game, he was the most used Pokemon in the game because he was so broken. But yeah, I mean, who knows?
That was in Sun and Moon? Or before?
That was X and Y.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, they nerfed him a bit. But yeah, like, you know, there's not going to be abilities, held items. It's going to be like going back to Gen 1 mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit new features. I think the games look amazing. Like,
yeah.
Visually. Like, I heard a lot of people complaining about how they looked too cartoonish, and it's like, I don't want my Pokemon games to look like realistic.
No, we don't need that.
Like, I don't need my shit to look like Horizon Zero Dawn for Pokemon. That would be weird as shit for me.
It would be, like, what's the point?
Yeah. It's supposed to be something fun.
Honestly,
you know?
I just want, like, I want another Pokemon Coliseum where I can go, where it's a console fucking Pokemon, and I can go catch Pokemon instead. Okay, so that was the downfall of Pokemon Coliseum, was that you could only catch Shadow Pokemon from other trainers.
That's what this one looks like, you know?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, you don't have wild battles and wild encounters anymore.
Not random, at least.
But, yeah, you don't battle in the wild encounters.
Yeah, you're right. It's Pokemon Go.
It's the Pokemon Go, unless it's a legendary Pokemon or a mythical.
Really?
You still battle the legendary birds to weaken them. More than likely, you'll probably kill them in a raid on Pokemon Go. Mm-hmm. You battle the Pokemon. When you defeat it, then you have an opportunity to catch it. It's probably how it is. But granted, there's only
speaking of
4
raids,
legendaries.
Mewtwo's been going crazy around here.
Mm-hmm. I've got a couple. So
I want one.
I mean,
I just don't do raids.
I'll trade you one.
Can we do that in Pokemon Go now?
Yeah. We'll have to get a little bit higher friendship levels on the game, but
I don't know how any of that works. That all got added in.
It's super easy. I'll show you later.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I'm really excited about the Let's Go games.
Same.
And then, of course, you'll have the next generation of Pokemon comes out next year, which will also be on the Switch.
And that'll be fun.
Yeah. But then, yeah. Other than that, I'm not really looking at any other games. Basically just watching what Overwatch does.
Let me ask you a question, pal. So, what is your preferred method of cooking pizza rolls?
Oh, I did this on the vote. It's oven by far.
Oh, fuck yeah. Thank you.
Anybody that does them in the microwave is clearly...
basic.
They're basic, and they have some kind of daddy issue.
Well, Miranda, I don't think she has any daddy issues, but she definitely likes it in the mic. Okay, so this all started because
that shit's soggy. Why the hell?
I know.
Like, cook them, get some crunch.
Yeah.
Make them nice and golden.
So Sunday night, we're still recovering from the whole wedding thing, Yeah. By the way, guys, I got married this weekend. It was a good time.
Congrats.
I'll probably talk more on it next week when I have Tyler again, because he was there.
I was a bad friend.
Yeah, you got uninvited.
Yeah. I felt bad, so I bought a beer.
You said you couldn't go, so I uninvited you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like I said, I bought him beer, though, to make up for it.
So, Sunday night, we get the kids again, and they had already eaten. I'm pretty sure they had already eaten. And Miranda was like, I didn't feel like cooking. She didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like going out. So I was like, fuck it. I got a bag of pizza rolls in the freezer. Let's just make that. So she goes downstairs, and like a couple seconds goes by, and I'm like, wait. Are you making those in the microwave? She goes, yeah. I'm like, no.
Throw them out.
I said, 425 on the oven. Preheat that shit. 13 minutes.
Yeah, and they're nasty in the microwave. They're soggy.
Yeah. So we ate them. Yeah, we ate them. Last night comes. And I'm on this Subaru group that's not technically a Subaru group by name. And some guy was complaining about like people going to the break areas and stealing other people's lunches and food and stuff. And one of the comments on there was like, yeah, I had a 120 count bag of pizza rolls and somebody fucking snagged it. I'm like, kudos to you, man, for bringing 120 pizza rolls to work. Like, fucking boss. I like you. I like this guy. I like your style. So that sparked in Miranda's mind, oh, by the way, I'm not a fan of the oven-made pizza rolls. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I prefer it in the microwave. I don't. They were too crispy and cooked. And I'm like, what? What?
That's just an oxymoron to me. They were too cooked.
I was like, what? Why? Like, what is wrong with you? So this sparked the whole poll, and so far, oven is beating microwave by a landslide.
When I was in Minnesota, we actually had that conversation on the first day.
Nice.
And it was a room of like 12 people.
I'm so glad this is a conversation that is happening. This is something that's happening nationwide.
It's a serious issue, people.
Nationwide, it's a serious issue.
But I remember there was like 12 people in this room, and only one person said microwave. And they looked at the guy and they're like, "Get out of here right now!" Like, you're fired.
We don't need that kind of weakness.
Yeah, it's awful. Like, I'm very disappointed in Miranda right now. Like, if she's watching, you're fired.
Like, everybody says marriage doesn't get real until, like, you have your first argument, and I think this is it. 2 days into the marriage.
Dude, this might be the one that killed it. You never know.
No,
it's just like people that don't like frosted Pop-Tarts.
I'm not a big Pop-Tart guy in general.
I know, but if you had to eat a Pop-Tart, do you want it frosted or unfrosted?
Frosted.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
My dad is one of the unfrosted people.
I didn't even know there was unfrosted.
There shouldn't be. That's the point.
It's unnatural.
Like, you have a Pop-Tart, it's got to have some frost on it.
Yeah.
But I digress.
I was totally going to say something. I can't remember it.
Who knows?
Yeah, oven is just completely destroying the microwave at the moment.
It should
but
be.
at the same time, the poll allows me to look at who's voting for what, and I am weeding out the losers.
I'm unfriending anybody that clicks on microwave.
You know, Matt, you and I, we had a dilemma involving pizza rolls at one point.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? Oh, you're gonna remember it.
I will.
As soon as I start talking about it. Okay, so
Probably.
it was in that time where, you know, you had a license and I didn't, and you were basically like my ride to everything.
Yeah.
And it was one of those weekends where we went to my mom's, and my mom just they were just gone all weekend. They were on some vacation.
Was this one of the UFC weekends?
I don't know, maybe. But it was one of those weekends where we just had my mom's house to ourselves.
That's
and
true.
We were just fucking gaming all weekend and having a blast. And it was Sunday. I was really hoping Tyler would be here for this because he knows Kyle Brownie.
Yeah.
So it was like a Sunday. We wanted pizza rolls, but we didn't have any at the house. So Brownie, or maybe you and I, we all went to Payless, and we went for just for pizza rolls. And
This is starting to come back to me.
yes, and I was like, all right, pizza rolls. I got a bag of Totino's pizza rolls. And Brownie pulls out a bag of the fucking like Kroger brand or Cheapo brand, and he was like, quantity over quality. And I'm like, no. You went with it though.
I did go with it,
Because
and
I think
learned my lesson.
You were buying because you had a job.
Yeah, I was the only one I think that had a job.
I didn't have a job. So I was like, all right, you're buying, whatever, but it's going to suck.
No, I learned my lesson from that.
Yeah, we made because the whole point was quantity over quality. And I remember those things coming out of the bag, and they just didn't even look like pizza rolls.
No, they didn't.
I mean, they looked like pizza rolls, but they were like...
They looked like pizza rolls, but they were more like mini Hot Pockets.
Yeah, they were like
they were a little bit bigger.
Just barely bigger. Just barely.
But noticeably bigger.
Yeah, and I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't right.
No, they were awful. I remember that now. Yeah, no. I think Kristen at one point tried to buy off-brand pizza rolls, and I yelled at her. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
It's like, look, dude, we've been through this. I know what happens. Let's just avoid this.
Stop it!
I'm stopping you right now.
You're tearing us apart.
I remember those when they finally came out of the oven and I had one. I was like, nah.
I think I ate maybe like 3, and I was like, dude, let's go.
We just left them there at my mom's.
Yeah.
I think we did. I don't know. We did
awful.
something. Yeah, it was
so
completely
bad,
awful.
Man.
Like they tasted like, you know, pizza rolls, but there was just something off about them. Like
They had like a weird after kind of taste,
yeah,
or like a taste that like right when you're about to swallow, it was off, and you were like, wait a minute.
these
that's
things
not
were just
pizza
like
roll.
noticeably not Totino's pizza rolls.
Yeah.
That's the best way I
Yeah,
can
you
describe
can't even
it.
describe what was wrong with them because they just weren't actual pizza rolls.
I mean, they were pepperoni, and they were technically pizza rolls, but it's
Yeah.
like they just weren't right.
No.
They just weren't right. This is unnatural. There are many things in the dark side of the Force many consider to be unnatural.
And Kroger pizza roll brand is one of them.
Yeah, they were bad, and I never trusted the whole quantity over quality concept again.
No.
people are like, you'd save so much money. It's like, fuck that.
I want good shit.
It depends on what I'm doing, but like for the most part, fuck that. I always choose quality over quantity.
There's a median.
Yeah, there is.
But for the most part, I am on the side of I'll pay a little bit extra for something that's a little bit better.
And I've actually come to appreciate store brand items depending on what they are. However, some store brand ends up being more expensive than name brand sometimes.
At some points, yeah.
Like fucking great value toilet paper, you can just get Charmin for the same price, or Scott, whichever one.
I think that's just because Great Value has kind of become a name brand in itself.
Which is I mean, given Walmart status, but like that sucks. That's weird.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And now Amazon has its name brand, which is Amazon Basics.
That's basic.
Yeah. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've gotten some stuff from Amazon Basic, and it's not bad. It depends on what it is, but like some of these lights that we're using, they're from Neewer. And that's considered like a kind of like a store brand. They're really cheap items, but they're good. I mean, these lights are good.
Yeah.
I dig them.
I like them a lot. Studio lights, babe. They're basically whatever works, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Neewer has so many different things. Like they got cables, they got microphones, they got lights. I don't even know what else they have. I haven't really looked into them too much, but that's crazy that they cover like all this ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By any chance you happen to catch any of the Conor Khabib fight or post fight?
I'm glad you mentioned post fight. I did not. So that day I went down to 450 North for the Corn Maze Beer Festival.
Yeah.
And we had plans to go to a friend's house and watch it over there. They were hosting the event, but we got back and I was like, man, I'm tired. Like, I mean, I slept almost the whole way back, 2-hour trip, and I slept the whole way back. I got home and I was like, she drove, and I was like, do you want to just stay in? Well, yeah, okay. So we watched Solo, or we started to watch Solo. She got tired and was like, I'm going to bed. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to stay up and watch it. And like 15 minutes later, I fell asleep until the very end. And we ended up staying in for the night. It's whatever. So next day or two, I'm on Snapchat, and they have the whole Discover tab where the stories are and all that shit. And on top of that, they'd added all the bullshit. Oh my God, Snapchat has become such bullshit.
Snapchat has become its own social media.
It has. It really has. And there's news articles in there, like a Snapchat's special brand of news articles on top of everything else, and you can see like the major stories, like the hashtag stories, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. Where one of them was that fight, and so I was just watching through that and shit, and next thing I know, I start seeing like all the aftermath, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, I remember I went over to a buddy's house. We watched it. We were going to go to Beato's, but we decided, nah.
Yeah, I remember you invited me, and I was like, well, I'm going to this, and I already had, if I am going, I already made
prior commitment
to my friend Devin, and
yeah, but I mean, we went over to Justin's house. We watched it.
Oh yeah,
and we were hanging out while we were watching it. You know, we do our little thing where we kind of score.
He's got a house now?
His apartment.
Oh, okay,
where he's been living at.
Your general house statement. Got you.
But like every fight, like we would score how we thought the rounds went.
Yeah.
Who won what and everything. And it got to the fight before that was Tony Ferguson versus Andrew Pettis, or Anthony Pettis, not Andrew. Anthony Pettis. Super exciting. Blood everywhere. And it ended up ending because one guy broke his hand, and they stopped it. But it was super fun and exciting. Then it gets to Conor and Khabib. And I was rooting so against Conor McGregor. I cannot stand him.
You don't like him?
I've never been a fan of him. And then it just seemed like his antics have gotten worse and worse and worse.
They really have.
Like,
he's a cocky piece of shit,
he is,
to be honest.
And like I said, I've never been a fan of him.
He's a good fighter.
See, to me, he fights undersized people.
Really?
Like, when he was dominating everybody, he rose up. He's fighting at 145.
See, I don't think I've seen a Conor McGregor fight. Like, he just kind of came out of nowhere. And given I've been out of the loop for a couple years.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, when he like came up in UFC and was like knocking everybody out like crazy, including like Jose Aldo, who was like undefeated for fucking a shit ton of
I think I know
years.
Aldo.
Yeah, like Jose Aldo, like McGregor was knocking everybody the fuck out. He was fighting at 145. He's fought at 170. Like, this is a guy that could be fighting in welterweight. Granted, he'd be a small welterweight.
Yeah.
And then, like, he would beat up a couple people in the lightweight division, too, which is 155. But it wasn't near as bad and as fast as he was in 145.
Okay.
So this one was a fight for the lightweight championship, which Conor had both the 145 and the 155 belt. He vacated both of them because Conor doesn't believe in doing title defenses for some fucking reason. I don't know. It's stupid. He's like, I'm the greatest fighter ever. You never defended any of your belts, dude. So how can you say you're the greatest ever? But, again, I digress.
He lost.
But then he's been talking a bunch of shit to Khabib, and like some bad shit too, like calling him like a fucking terrorist and making fun of Khabib's religion. And Khabib's from Russia, and you don't play that shit against Russians. Dude.
Yeah.
And Khabib told him, like, listen, you better stop. I take this shit serious.
Is he Muslim?
Yeah,
or is it?
So.
I was gonna say, or is that just his name?
No, I believe he is Muslim.
Okay.
And like he's like making fun of Khabib's family in like their home country, and they're like pretty well regarded in their home country. Like Dagestan, I believe, is where it is.
Oh, okay.
But so Khabib's like when they would ask Khabib, "Are you going to shake his hand after the fight, regardless?" He's like, "No," and he's like, "I'm going to get him in the cage. I'm going to beat his face in. I'm going to smash him, and we're going to see if he's going to be talking then." Like Conor threw a fucking dolly through the bus at this guy. Like, hurt like 3 people, or more than 3, but he made 3 fights get canceled on a card because like glass cut these people caught in like their eyes and shit. Because he's trying to promote a fight. Like, fuck that dude, man.
Right.
This guy's a piece of shit, and people are cheering him, and people get pissed off at Khabib because he's like, I'm gonna fucking hurt you. And when he does what he said he was gonna do, and like, there's audio from the fight where Khabib is on top of him, because Khabib's fighting style is he gets you to the ground and just mauls you. That's what he does.
Okay.
Conor is a stand-up striker. He has no ground game. Everybody realized that in the Nate Diaz fight. Khabib gets him on the ground and is just beating the shit out of him. And you hear Khabib saying, "Let's talk now. Let's talk now." Like, because Khabib's known for talking shit while he's got people on the ground.
Yeah.
Fights too. Like, he does it too, but he's also very respectful at the end of his fights. He's always been. Not this one.
Well, I mean, understandably so.
And there's also a clip of audio that Conor, like, they're like tied up against the fence, and Conor's like, "Hey, it's just business." And Khabib's like, "Let's talk."
Nah.
Like, Khabib was like, "Yeah, you can try to apologize now after I'm beating the shit out of you, but it ain't happening, dude. I'm gonna just fucking dismantle you."
I mean, you're there for a reason. Like, whether it's just business or whether he's talking shit. It's like, whether you're apologizing now or after, it's like you're there to fight.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
And then, so, I mean, Khabib chokes him out. Doesn't even really choke him out. Gets him with like a neck crank that looks like he's about to snap Conor's fucking neck off. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to let go. Herb Dean like was jumping on him, like trying to get him to let it go, and he ended up letting go finally. And he was like screaming at Conor. And then some guy.
Is that with the tap?
Yeah, that was after the
tap.
That
was after the tap?
And he
okay.
like stands up, he's just like ripping into Conor, like, "You're a bitch, let's talk, blah, 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 blah," that kind of shit, you know? And then there's a guy in Conor's corner that fights from another fighting company, Bellator.
Okay.
Who's talking shit to Khabib. It's like, how are you talking shit when your dude just got the fuck beat out of him?
Right.
Like, Conor didn't even compete really in the fight. He had a decent round in the third where he might have won, but it wasn't like he won unanimously, you know, like that round. Like, that was the first round Khabib had even lost in the UFC. So, Conor won one round of the fight, and it was barely. The rest of it, Khabib just straight up dominated. So, it's like, well, how you shit-talking this guy? And apparently, the guy was saying some other shit, and then Khabib just jumped over the fence at him. And that's when shit started going down, whatever. But, like, I remember after watching it, everybody's like, oh yeah, Khabib's gonna get stripped, this and this and this, like, Conor deserves a rematch, and it's like, this all started because of Conor.
Yep.
And, like, he's done this shit before, too. Like, Conor's jumped over the cage at Josie Aldo before their fight. He didn't start any physical altercation. But, I mean, nobody got hurt in this one, so why the fuck does it matter? All Conor was doing was running his mouth. Like, Khabib was, like, already told him, was like, I'm tired of this double standard shit with him. Like, they used him throwing a fucking dolly through our bus as promotion. He's like, that seriously hurt people. What he did was worse than what I did. And he's right. It's ridiculous. Like, I think Conor is fucking pathetic.
He's high on his own fame.
Yeah. He's high on something else, too, probably, but... Like, I don't know. I've never been a fan of Conor McGregor. I was rooting for Khabib 108 million%. And when after the fight and he did the shit that he did, I was still like, dude, fuck them. Like, they deserve this ass whooping.
I miss the old fucking fights that we used to go to, and this just to me, it's just not. It hasn't been the same for a while. I mean, given, like I said, I've been out of the loop, so I don't really know, but I just.
Back then, it seemed a little bit more brawly.
It was more brawly, and
whereas now it is getting a lot more technical, which is good, but at the same time, I think it's taken away from like casual fans like we were, because we were just there to see someone get the shit beat out.
Oh yeah, like I got burnt out on the fucking Rousey shit. Like Ronda Rousey's like, okay, cool, she's gonna throw him into an armbar.
I still hate Ronda Rousey.
Okay, cool,
now.
She got beat. Oh, she's going after it again. Oh, she got beat again.
I was so excited when she got knocked out that first time.
Yeah.
And then the second time she comes back, and they're like, oh yeah, she's gonna fight this. Like, I'm like, dude, she's gonna get destroyed.
She's nothing without that armbar. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's talented. She's talented.
All Ronda was
athletic
judo throws.
Yeah. And,
like, submission. But then she got really cocky, and people were telling her to try to stand up more.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I might not like your fighting style, but that's what got you to the dance. You should probably try to stick with it. You shouldn't try to out-kickbox a fucking world champion kickboxer.
What really killed it for me in UFC was like
when Rampage got cheated. Because let's be real,
oh my
God,
man. I completely forgot about Rampage Jackson. That's crazy.
He's in Bellator now, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Rampage Jackson. But no, what really killed it for me was when Chris Weidman broke fucking Anderson Silva's leg.
I felt so bad.
Or technically Silva broke his own leg.
Yeah.
But that was fight 2, right?
Yeah.
That was the rematch.
Weidman knocked him out because Anderson was being a dumbass.
Yeah, he was being cocky. Typical Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Then second time, he was like, he had his head in the game.
Dude, Anderson, like, I guess he got rocked early in the fight, because I didn't actually get to see this one. I only got to see highlights. But Anderson, I guess, got rocked a little bit early in the first round. But then he came back and was making headway at the end of the first round. And then the second round, from what everybody told me, it looked like Weidman was about to get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
And then he did that leg kick and snap.
Yeah, dude, that was...
Like, he threw that leg kick with such bad intentions, and when it backfired on him, it fucking backfired.
Yeah, it did. And, when Anderson went down that second time, a lot of the mystique of... Or I guess I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, the mystique of UFC for me, like, went out the door. Like, I was like, okay, this legendary person, this fucking god among men, this god among the fighters, he just got defeated for the second time. Like, I thought this was going to be... I mean, it was a good match. Both of them were really good matches. But it's just like, all right, now it's done. It's over. Like, Anderson Silva was the end-all, be-all fucking fighter in the UFC.
For me, it kind of lost the mystique after, like like what brought me into it was because I wasn't a big fan back a while.
Not during the fucking
but then like
Iceman days.
No, but then when Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. I remember we went and saw the first Brock Lesnar fight.
First fight, and he came out and he just looked like an absolute monster. And yeah, he tapped real quick to a leg thing.
A rookie mistake, you know?
He got caught by, like you said, a rookie mistake. And then the next fight, he just beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it wasn't even a contest.
Frank Mir. Man, that guy was a monster, too.
Yeah. Like, that brought me into it. And then, you know, obviously I started to see more with, like, GSP and Anderson Silva.
Velasquez.
Yeah, Kane. Kane came a little bit towards the end of Brock.
Yeah, he did.
To me, Kane Velasquez is the greatest heavyweight of all time. Poor guy just always got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he ever went into a fight, like, 100%. But, like, it kind of lost its mystique kind of after all that, and then I went to watch when Brock came back, and I was excited for that, but I was really excited for John Jones versus DC too. And then, of course, John Jones got suspended, and it was a little bit disappointing, because, I mean, I got to see him fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
But the way DC fights is he doesn't stand up with world-class strikers. He takes them to the ground, and it's kind of boring. Because he just chain wrestles. Because, like, at one point, Anderson, like, because Anderson took that fight with 2 days' notice, dude.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. Cool. Kudos to him.
Like, to be just doing regular training rather than, you know, like intense training specifically for something.
Yeah, like, you don't even, like, for one, like, you're not training specifically a game plan for an opponent, too. But he caught DC with this liver kick, and he almost went down. And then all of a sudden DC's like, I better take this guy down. I'm tired of getting fucked up in the stand-up game. So, I mean, like, DC ended up winning by decision, and Anderson was like... Because they asked Anderson if they wanted it to be a fight for the title, and he's like, nah, it's fine. He's like, if I beat him, I guess we'll know who the actual champion is.
Yeah, right.
And, I mean, DC won in dominating fashion, but the fight wasn't really exciting, so...
And that was always the gamble of going to those beat-ups nights, those beat-ups fight nights, or the Hooters fight nights that we always went to. It's like, are we going out? And I mean, it was mostly, you know, the fun we had as a group of friends. Mm-hmm. But it's like we're sitting there focusing on these fights, and it's like there'd be times where the fights just were not entertaining whatsoever. It's like, oh, cool, Brock Lesnar's laying on another guy. It's like, oh, cool, they're just punching gloves. There's touching gloves.
Brock Lesnar's ground and pound of him just going.
Yeah, but then there are those really badass fights, or those fights that started out really boring, and then out of nowhere, just somebody rocks somebody.
Rampage versus Forrest Griffin.
Rampage versus Rashad Evans. That was the one where he got cheated.
Basically, any Rampage fight. No, the one where he got cheated was against Forrest Griffin.
Oh, it was Forrest Griffin. Okay.
Yeah, because that's when Forrest took the title from him. And Rampage got fucking cheated that fight. I am 100,080% convinced that he did.
Yeah.
Because Rampage knocked that dude down like 4 times.
Dude,
man.
you were that was okay. So I think that was the night that was the weekend that we'd had the pizza rolls.
It might have been,
because I remember you were raging the whole way back to my mom's.
I kept yelling out the window.
Yeah, you were yelling at the window. Which, by the way, we were in the middle of nowhere, so there's nobody to hear you.
No, but we were also. It was also like 2 a.m. in the morning. As we're coming back from Hooters. Rampage got chicken.
Yeah, that was before we switched over to beat-ups.
Yeah. Well, I don't think beat-ups was showing the fights at that time.
Maybe not. Whatever happened to Chris Weidman? I don't remember what happened to him. Did he just?
He still fights. He
doesn't have the title anymore?
No, he lost the title to Rockhold. Then Rockhold, I think, lost it to Bisbeen.
Okay.
And then Bisbeen ended up losing it to GSP, because GSP is now the middleweight champion instead of welterweight, which is what he fought at for years.
Okay.
But I mean, fighting, it's still exciting to me. I'm not like a huge fan. I'm more a casual fan.
Yeah.
I really just wanted to see this one because I hate Conor so much.
I got you.
And I wanted to see Khabib just mop the floor with him.
I do miss that atmosphere of going with all of our friends to to B-dubs and just getting a giant table and just all hanging out. And
well, that's what I wanted to do, but I mean, everybody's kind of doing their own thing now. It's
yeah,
hard to meet with everybody.
Our friend group, that's what happens. What's up?
I'm just gonna come sit.
Go for it.
I've been drinking and cooking dinner. It's done now. These are my last two.
Goddamn, I got one in here.
That's what happens when I've been alone.
Well, you could have been in here.
I had to cook dinner.
Nah.
I had to cook you lasagna.
Everybody,
pizza.
welcome my wife, Miss Miranda Tyner.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah, it's way better than the last name.
Yeah, my poor kids.
Her daughter asked
On our wedding day.
on her wedding day. Go ahead, I'll let you have this one.
On our wedding day, my daughter comes up to me and says, "Mommy, can you just please ask Daddy to change our last name? I want to match you." Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, go for it. Go ahead and ask him. Like, see if it's all right.
Well, because they've been asking, because I've been, of course I talk to them about things. I tell them about things. My son is very like, I want to match Mommy. So the first time I told him, he threw a fit.
Well, it's not, again, not to take away from you, but like, he likes to match everybody.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that's in his life and he has an opportunity to match them in some way, mostly with like clothes and stuff, like what he's wearing or what they're doing.
He just wants to match them.
He wants
to fill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I first told him that Mommy's name isn't going to be Dunham anymore, he threw a fit. So I tried to explain to him everything, and it kind of stopped. And then a couple days before the wedding, my parents had told the kids, Mommy's last name's going to change. So.
Have you got all the legal stuff changed?
Not yet.
Yeah, Kristen.
You got a microphone.
It took forever for Kristen to get her.
Well, we still have to get our license signed.
Yeah, somebody.
We forgot to sign our license.
Mr. Pod Daddy Nate
Ooh, shit.
failed to sign the marriage license. I mean, given
feels bad, man.
One, it was his first time ever doing anything like that.
And he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did. Two, it was a very disorganized wedding.
Yes and no.
Yes
it was
and no.
Pretty organized. I think I pulled off an amazing wedding.
You really did. You really did. We did. Mostly you.
Did like this little bit.
That's
Okay.
all
You
that
showed
guys
up.
are-
But that
You
40,
showed up.
that 40 minutes you were in the bathroom because I got there, I was coordinating like
and
a
I'm glad
motherfucker.
I couldn't.
Could
I
you
had to
hear
be
me?
hidden.
Did you hear me out there
No.
like ordering people around?
I had to be hidden from you. You didn't want to see me yet.
I was fucking coordinating
Speaking
like a
of-
boss.
That's how I was at my wedding. I was so freaking just like on edge, and then like when I got there, I was like, "You do this,
Well,
this,
okay.
this, this."
So, fun fact, I worked 10 hours
He did.
and then hauled ass home so I
Forgot
could
his
shower.
Deadpool cufflinks.
I didn't even
forgot
know. I
his
thought you might have
tie.
taken that day off.
No,
No, he took the weekend off before to go to the
because we already
Beer
bought
Fest.
tickets. We already bought tickets
Beer
for
Fest
it.
is more important than wedding.
We bought tickets before we fucking decided, okay, we're getting married in 2 weeks.
No.
3 weeks.
No, it was a month and a half. That Purdue game.
No.
She's like, "No."
Yeah,
No.
when was the Purdue
We had
game?
3 weeks.
We had
there
at
were
least a
3
month. We had at
weeks.
least a month.
3
because
weeks.
it was the Purdue game. I can pull it up. Motherfucker.
We
I
decided.
have some kind of wedding news.
Oh, yeah?
I'm about to celebrate my 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, actually, this Sunday.
I think it's really cool that we have this like right now because we went to your wedding a year
did.
ago and then we just celebrated. So like, where are you at in your marriage?
My life hasn't really changed.
No, I didn't. That's kind of what you said the last time
Yeah.
I asked you about this because I think I asked you like 2 months after.
Yeah, I mean,
A month. We had a month. Because it was September 15th when we went to the Purdue game and we planned that next day with your mom, like, okay, let's do this. We're going to do this.
That was September 15th.
Yes. It was, okay, September 16th is when we...
I got the ticket right here. September 15th.
Ha!
You're right.
Bam,
you are
bitch.
right.
Anyway, sorry not to interrupt you. I had to prove him wrong.
typical woman.
I know.
No, yeah, I mean, my relationship is good, you know. I think part of that was we moved to Chicago together, so we grew
You
up.
got to explore and grow on your own
Well, we
together.
get to grow more together. because it was just us.
And
Right.
Felipe.
And Felipe.
That's good. You need that. It makes it kind of harder for us. We've been thankful enough, though. We get a lot of time.
We do.
We don't get to do as much as what we want to, but we do get to do more than what I could ever ask for.
See, my thing was I needed to leave this place because I was an idiot for so long that I did a lot of stupid things.
Last time you were on the show, like, you and I went out to Taco Bell, and we talked about all this.
Yeah, I needed to grow up a bit. So
all men do.
I needed to grow up in a certain way. And the Chicago, like, I was depressed and amazingly depressed, actually, before I left. And I would say maybe I still am, but it's in a different way now.
Right.
I grew up. I feel like my relationship's much stronger than what it has been in the past, like before we got married. So, no, we're in a good place.
How long were you together before you got married?
I mean,
You guys have been together for a fucking while.
Yeah, I mean, we met in 2010. Kind of dated on and off for, like, I want to say probably like 3 years before I proposed, and we were engaged for 2. So.
See, we moved pretty fast. We did, and a lot of people asked, "Are you pregnant? You gonna have a baby? Is that why you're getting married so fast?"
Which is hilarious because at the wedding, at the reception, her brother's daughter,
so my niece, my little baby niece,
your niece, my niece now.
Your niece now.
So he could go get food.
Like, give me her.
She held the baby. It's like a month or 2 old baby.
A month.
And so she's just holding it, and people started like pointing and looking like.
Surprise!
Did she just give birth?
I know. Like,
this is why we got married.
I think someone actually came up and asked, "Is this your kid?"
Yes, this is why we got married so quick.
And I'm like, I of course, like, I throw out like the dumbest joke. I'm like, yeah, Amazon Prime, bro. They fucking sell babies now.
It's one of those Amazon Basic orders.
Yeah. but no, it's just when you know, you know. And why waste time, especially at the...
Honestly, yeah.
Not to rush it because of our age, but we talked forever about, I don't know, you're the one I want to spend
And, people have asked me,
why
like,
not?
How different do you feel? Like, have things changed? Okay, there are cool little things, like...
Yes, I'm up here now, instead of down here.
In terms of friends.
He said, don't become my wife, you're down here.
I never said that.
You
I mean,
did
I said, okay,
Somewhat.
You can't decide who...
Which I
and
never
can't be friends.
would.
I know,
ever.
but I drew that line. I was like, you cannot decide who I am friends with.
Until I'm his wife. Now I'm his wife, so I'm sorry, Matt. But I'm kidding.
But no, people have asked me, like, do you feel any different? I'm like, I don't feel any different, but there are cool little things like hearing, oh, she's my wife, or hey, Mrs. Tyner, or Miranda Tyner. Like, it's
It
cool.
took a while for me to get used to that.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I'm
Those
like,
cute little
I
things
see
are
the
like-
fucking notifications on Facebook because she already changed her name on Facebook. Like, I see Miranda Tyner, and I'm like, who the fuck? And no, because I'm like, when did I get this relative added on Facebook or some shit? But I'm like, oh, it's my wife.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I've seen Miranda Jane for like the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now
because as soon
it's-
as my ex and I split, of course my last name's St. Dunham, but I didn't want it on Facebook, so I just, Jane's my middle name, so I just Miranda Jane.
Yeah.
I was just happy we got rid of Kristen's last name finally.
Oh my god, I know.
What was it?
Gelhausen. Yeah.
Okay.
No, she was happy. She was like, yeah, the signature will be a lot shorter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I signed Tyner for the first time.
Oh,
The
that's
day
crazy.
B does, even though...
Did it look like shit?
No, I've been practicing.
Oh, okay.
She has.
High school kid drawing on her fucking notebook.
Kristen said
Mrs.
she practiced,
Tyner.
but she's like, it
Yeah.
still was hard
Miranda.
for me.
But no, like, other than that little special, like, moments where I hear, oh, wife, or Mrs., or Tyner, like, my own last name, like, like, gets me butterflies now because I'm hearing it in terms of her.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But, like, other than that, like, the
You
entire...
don't like, oh my god, I'm stuck with her for the rest
No,
of my life.
like, basically,
Not yet.
the entire time I've been with you, it's felt like we've been married.
True.
Honestly, like, we've kind of had that level of connection since
Yeah.
the beginning. And, it's so, like, it's really cool that we've had that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, nothing's changed.
Right.
That's what I told Kristen. I was like when everybody asked me, oh, you feel any different? I've honestly felt like I've been married to Kristen for a few years.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
I've been with, I mean, given this, I entered a relationship where she was a mother of 2, and I had to step up basically immediately to be that kind of role. Because what do you do?
You mean, what do I do? What do you do?
What do I do? Like, I
Which,
can't. You never forced me into that role.
He's been pretty lucky. I never forced him into that role, and he got to take his time and still. I mean, he stepped up a lot, but yeah, I wasn't looking for a baby daddy at all.
No.
I was looking for a soulmate.
Well, I mean, like, if that's the kind of role you take with someone that has kids, that's a role you have to accept. Also.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been in that. Luckily for you, like, I've been in that situation before where I've been with someone that had kids.
That's what helped you.
Yeah, and it did.
Because you understood that.
Not to mention, like, not to.
There are still days where I'm like, my kids are fucking batshit crazy, and I'm like, you sure? You sure you're ready for this? Like,
well, now there's no asking.
There's no asking.
Thank fucking God! I'm so tired of it.
I would, because there are days where my kids drive me crazy. There are days where I'm just like, Jesus fuck, how can I do this?
That's kids.
And so it worries me, like, holy shit, it's gonna scare him away. So I will be like, are you ready for this? Can you handle this? Are you sure?
Like I said,
it's a lot.
I've been in that situation before where I've been with someone that had a kid, and it's just like, it prepared me, but at the same time, like, I didn't have any responsibility in that regard.
No.
Like, I kind of did, like, my whole, like, parenting thing where, like, I was like, hey, quit doing that.
Cut shit.
Or something like
you
that.
have to step up, like, oh God, I gotta get him to the sitter, and I gotta pay for this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta feed him before she gets home from work, and I gotta watch him when she,
I've watched him like a handful of times.
A couple times recently.
But like, for the most part, like, for me, it's just been like, I've had to use the dad voice.
Yes.
In the past, I never had to do that with anybody I was with. Like,
I have a 4 and 5-year-old who are 10 months apart, so they compete with everything, and it's a fight, and so it gets crazy.
And on top of that, they like, the only time the dad voices really had to come out is when
I'm at my wit's end.
She is at her wit's end, and I'm just like, I can sense it. I can sense it. Snap!
You're mean, Blaine.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. Is that, like, you're being bad or you're being mean, and I'm like, oh, I can be a lot meaner.
Which there are moments when they say that to me, I'm like, fuck. Like the other night, they kept getting up and down. Which this is the first time they've had to share a room, so it's been hectic for them. And I try not to be as hard on them. But what?
Kaya, my ex with the kid that gave me the experience. She says, "You're welcome," ha ha ha. But she says congratulations as well.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
She means that in kindness.
Why would I not mean it in kindness? But anyway, so the other night, they were just up and down, and I went there and I was like, listen, next kid that steps out of bed, I'm smacking your ass. Sure enough, they did a couple times. I smacked their ass. They said, "You're a mean mommy, you scare me." I said, "Fine, whatever," and I shut the door.
They said, "You scare me," and I'm like,
they said, "You scare me,
I'm
mommy."
Like, you guys are being dramatic.
So usually I'd be like, "Oh, I scare you," but I was at that point where I'm like, "No, whatever, I don't care. You need to listen." I went into the bed. We started watching our show. Maybe 5 minutes later, they both came in there. "Mommy, you're so beautiful."
Oh yeah,
you're the best mommy ever, and I just love you. Well, my daughter said it first, and I think my son was on his way to tell me, and then that made him cry that my daughter told me first, because again, it's a competition. Who tells mommy this first, or who? So, what?
Oh, she gave like the laughing, crying faces.
But yeah, so because there are days when I'm like, I feel like I'm too hard on him. So when they tell me,
you're gonna feel that as a mother.
When they tell me like, "You're a mean mommy and you scare me," I'm like, I don't want to scare them. But it made me feel good that they were just saying that, and they came back to me and said, "You're beautiful, mommy."
Like, because they felt remorse.
Yes.
They like, it's crazy that at that age and that level
because I didn't even
maturity,
acknowledge that they said that to me.
Oh yeah, at that
whatever.
age and that level of maturity, that they were like, I think we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, but
You're beautiful, mommy.
I don't know. It's all kind of new to me, because when I was with Kaya, her daughter was already 5 years old. And so, like, she would already...
And one is easier than two.
And, yeah, and there's only one of them.
One is much easier than two.
So, like, she was going through her own thing, and that was individual, and I'm like...
Although there is one child that is way crazier than my two put together. I don't want to say the name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Who?
What?
Who?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but yeah,
I don't know how she is now, but...
she was like... My two put together times 10. She was... Whoa.
Yeah.
I'd take my two over her any day.
I don't know if I could have done like a relationship with a woman with a child or children.
It's hard, and being a mom with kids, trying to date, it's hard because people look at you like, oh, you're just trying to find a baby daddy, and that never was my intention. And I never was like, hey, my kid has this coming up, can you pay for it? Or hey, I'm gonna show my kid off on you, or hey, pay for this. I never.
I've been lucky.
I'm an independent woman. I can take care of my
the women I've dated that have had kids, like, they've never tried to, like, push them off on me or expect something from me to help them out. Like,
but guess what? Now we're married.
Yep. Can't escape it.
Can't escape it. I'm not divorcing somebody else. Damn it! You're stuck with me.
It's early enough. You can get an annulment. She's like, "What the fuck you just say?"
Excuse you.
I don't
Remember
know.
when he said that once I become his wife, I can choose his friends? Would you want to repeat that?
I never said you could choose my friends.
That's right, honey.
I could say you could choose my future friends.
Oh, future.
Like, if somebody comes into my life and you're like, I don't know about this person.
I've been around for years.
Okay.
I would never do that. I'm at that point in my life.
I know you're not that person.
I'm going to tell him. I'm at that point in my life
where... I'm just fucking with you.
No, I'm at that point in my life where I don't have time to play games. So if you want to be an asshole and have asshole friends or fuck around on me, that's your life.
That's crazy, because that's been, like, my whole life. Like, I don't play games. I never have.
It took me a while.
That's all I did for, like, ever.
I've never played games. Like, if people entered my life... Okay, sure, I did the whole, like, oh, I'm crushed, my spirit, my heart's broken, blah. But, like, I never did the whole, like,
Blink-182
I'm gonna play some game to fucking break your heart, or I'm gonna try to get back at you with some game, or I want some attention type game. Like,
that's my bullet for my Valentine's.
I've never done any of that. I've always played the whole. I mean, if my heart was broken, that's all it was. It was like, this sucks, but I never like tried to get back at a person.
See, and I hate that because my ex was a revenge person. Even if I didn't do anything wrong, if he thought I did something wrong, he wanted revenge. Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
Speaking of, he's trying to get out of paying insurance on the children. He's just
all because I'm now trying to put them on my insurance.
Right. So he's court ordered to have them on his insurance and pay me $72 a week, not per kid, but a week for 2 kids.
That's crazy
which is
low.
Shitty.
Yeah.
So I tell him
I've talked to people and, like, nobody has heard of child support that low.
Yeah, for 2 kids.
But at the time when you got that agreement, you were making more money. Which it was
$1 more.
It was still low for that amount of money.
$1 more. But the reason it was so low is because he was providing insurance. Okay, that's fine. But once he found out we were going to put them on his insurance, what's the middle finger for?
I don't know what the middle finger's for. I can't remember what was said.
Fuck you, Kai.
Yeah, fuck you, Kai.
But once I told him that, okay, hey, we're going to put them on his insurance just to have double coverage, because you can do that. He's like, oh, he sent me a message. He goes, well, isn't his insurance free? I instantly knew right away he was trying to get out of paying for insurance.
It's like, well, why should I pay insurance if his insurance is free?
Insurance that's free.
Well, I mean, I do pay for it. It comes out of my check.
Yeah.
But not like a crazy amount.
No, it's not.
Like,
I mean, it's premium free.
If I remember correctly, where he works at now.
Oh, she's doing middle finger to your baby daddy.
Oh, yes.
She understands.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Her baby daddy is a piece of shit, too. Total piece of shit.
Baby daddy.
But
he didn't even meet me.
Fuck.
He stood in the hallway The one time he came over that I was at the apartment, like, he just stood in the hallway and just stood there out of sight, and I'm like, I mean, I didn't even bother to meet him either, but, like, it's like, whatever.
But yeah, if I remember correctly, where he's working at now, it was expensive for insurance, because when he worked there, I couldn't even get on his insurance because we couldn't afford it. So he had insurance for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Okay, fine. You don't want to pay for the insurance because we can get it for free. You're going to pay more child support because that's the whole Indiana agreement.
Yeah.
If you don't pay
I like
insurance.
your shower beer, Snap. I just got it.
I was drinking in the shower.
I wanted a shower beer before our wedding, but I forgot to do it. It was more going to be a shower chug, but
Yeah.
because I was in there for like maybe 4 minutes.
That's what I was for my wedding.
I was hauling ass because I got off work, hauled ass here, and then I had to haul ass to Rossville, and I forgot my tie.
Dress tie. His Deadpool cufflinks.
I was more pissed about the tie. That's noticeable.
Yeah. The Deadpool. I was so fucking
You
nervous
look dapper
too.
as fuck, man.
You look dapper as fuck.
Did you watch it?
Man.
Watch a bit of it, yeah.
Oh my god, I was so fucking nervous. I was so nervous.
When I was up there, I was like, my legs were like shaking.
Well, I don't
when I
know if
was
you
up on
noticed,
mine.
I rock. If I'm nervous, I move. I can't stand still.
Yeah, you were.
I kept moving. And my face, like I had that nervous smile that I couldn't
Yeah, you
smile.
did. You
So
had the nervous smile.
I was like biting my tongue or like making some weird, awkward.
I was on this. I was
expression.
on the fence. I was like, okay, should I be paying attention to Nate, our minister, or should I be looking at you? But I felt if I looked at you and kept smiling, it was gonna make you nervous. Like I was.
Before we even started the ceremony, we took pictures outside with people.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see each other. I was nervous. I was doing that like, oh god, I can't smile. I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I was nervous. And he did his vows first. So Nate, which we picked our vows. Nate said them and repeated them. And listening to him, I was like, shit. I looked at Nate and I was like, slow those down for me, please, because I'm so nervous.
Yeah, you said that.
I did.
Because there was one part where he like repeated like 5 different things, and I'm like,
what the fuck do I say?
I literally
I
was
know
like,
he messed up. I messed up. Nate messed up. I mean,
I literally looked. I was like, you're gonna have to repeat that again.
What?
Exactly.
What? No, I was very nervous about that at my wedding. I was like,
Telling your story, I'm gonna go pee.
I was like, I was like, what if I forget what the guy says
Right.
while he's saying it?
That's why.
So I made sure I was extra focused on what the preacher was saying.
Right.
Because we went with traditional vows too, so that kind of helped.
We did kind of. I found vows, which I have on my phone, that I liked. It was a little longer than the traditional, so you had to repeat a little bit more. But holy shit. When we did the night before our walkthrough, I was like, you're going first. You have to go first. And then listening to him repeat it the way he did, I was like, I looked at him and I said, please slow that down, because I don't know if I'm going to remember all that.
Yeah.
And then before we did our vows, we did the little sand unity. I was shaking so bad. I couldn't hold the funnel. I looked at Blaine. I was like, you have to hold this. I can't. So, oh my god, it was bad.
Yeah, that's how we were with our Unity cross. I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was shaking while standing up there because I was just so freaking nervous.
And
then when I proposed to her, I was on the verge of puking.
Oh my goodness.
I was shaking so bad, and like I had this big old speech planned out because like I proposed at Navy Pier, and I was waiting for the fireworks to go off, and so that started, and I got down to my knee. And I spaced. And it just came out, Kristen, I love you so much. Will you marry me, please? Pretty much that fast. And she was just like, yeah.
His proposal was not as planned. He wanted to do it at some Doom Room show, pull me up on stage. Will you marry me? He proposed to me because I had a shitty day. I did. I had a shitty day.
And I caught so much shit for that because they're like, well, what are you going to do next time she has a shitty day? Like, fucking make a baby or something?
I had a shitty day. I had to call off work because I was, like, bad. He forced me to go to urgent care with no insurance and to use our credit card to pay for a $179 bill for them to look inside my ears and give me a bullshit fucking lie why I was there.
Here's a piece of gum.
For reasons that I shouldn't be there for. So that made me feel bad. And then where I worked at before... They had no, like, sick days. They had no, like, you call in, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh, you're suspended for 3 days. I'm like, what the fuck? I've been here for a year and a half. Fuck you guys. So I was in a bad mood. And then on top of that, my ex, and it was just bad. So I was cooking dinner. Was it on a podcast night? It was on a podcast night. It was. Because you were down here, and I drank. I drank a 6-pack of Mike's upstairs. Without anybody knowing, and he comes upstairs, and kids are fed, and they're in bed, and I was like, I'm so stressed. I'm like, I just secretly drank a 6-pack, and I'm just like crying my eyes out at the table, and he leaves. And I'm like, well, fuck you. What did I say to you? For you to fucking leave.
You're an asshole. I hate everything about you.
He's like, what the fuck? Because I'm just sitting at the table. And then, like, 2 minutes later, he comes up, and he pulls out this box, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, whatever. So I wasn't expecting it at all. I was expecting months from now to be fucking asked. And he's like, will you marry me? And I'm just like, oh, and I ugly cry. And I'm just like, it was perfect.
She's like, I'm already crying, but I'll just keep ugly crying now.
It's like going from, like, you know, regular to Super Saiyan. Like,
That's how I can picture it, actually. I just see her being like...
I was crying. I was crying. I was just, like, you know, Kaioken. But now I'm Super Saiyan.
And then his response was, you needed this. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did.
I have to go pee.
Bro, are you wearing my socks?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
We're
marriage.
married now, they're mine.
Hashtag marriage.
I've worn them before.
Hashtag marriage. She's wearing my socks. She stole my socks.
And your undies.
Oh my god, what? What?
Hello, Kitty.
That is Loki.
Come, Mr. Bigglesworth.
What did I miss? What did I miss in the bathroom?
Nothing. Basically, I just told a story of why I was nervous and...
Ow! Cat! Holy shit! Ow! You son of a bitch!
You can't see it, but she tried to jump up on Blaine, and it just turned into her clawing the shit out of him.
He's a piece of shit!
That was funny. But yeah, no, it just turned into the story of me saying how I proposed and how I was about to throw up.
I got you.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could, at least not right now, could have been with somebody that had a kid, because I don't think I was, like, mature enough on my own.
Loki attacked me.
And at the same time, I don't think I was mature enough to, like, accept that role that I would have needed to be.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't think, like, they would have pressured me into being like, hey, you need to do this for my kids. But I would have felt a need to do that on my own, and I would have just probably cracked. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would have been ready for that. So, I don't know. I got lucky. I found a very, very, very beautiful woman who is perfect for me. And, yeah.
I'll tell you what marriage is. Marriage is
finding someone that puts up with your shit.
True. No,
marriage is learning that pizza rolls are better in the oven.
And you're laying next to your soon-to-be husband snoring, not getting any sleep. You're just like, I have to put up with it or he won't marry me. Once you're married, you're like, fuck you, I'm going into the kid's bedroom and sleeping because you're snoring so fucking
Okay,
loud.
now, you told me you slept in Desira's bed.
Yes.
That's the top bunk.
Uh-huh. You think I was going to sleep on the bottom bunk with my head when I set up?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I prefer the bottom bunk, so...
I hate sleeping apart. I hate it. Like, before we lived together, the nights that I had my kids and I wasn't... Because literally, when I didn't have my kids when they were with their dads, I was at his house. I lived there. And so the nights that we were away, it sucked. I hated it. We move in together. There are nights when he snores and I can handle it if I'm tired and I'm just, like, ready for bed. Last night wasn't one of those.
I was fucking out.
I was hot. I was dreading work because I don't hate my job. I just hate that we're short-staffed and I have to bust my ass off. So I was dreading work. So that kept me up. And he was sleeping on his back, snoring so loud. Up until like 1 o'clock, I was like, fuck it.
Well, I get home today and she tells me she goes over the night with me. I'd already known she was up for a while and all that.
Usually, like, if I move or toss...
Yeah.
I'll adjust and
she tells me that at one point she was so hot she just got completely
naked.
And I'm like, oh.
I was completely naked.
There's a naked woman in my bed. My wife.
My
wife is naked.
And I even moved around and like kind of like touched him and he was just out of it. He was sleeping on his back, which he snores the worst.
What you do is you touch my penis.
Whenever I snore, because I snore insanely loud, Kristen literally hits me. And I'll be like half awake, but I won't.
I hate waking
Actually, not
people
even
up.
that. I'll literally be like a quarter of awake, and I'll just go, and then I'll roll over.
Things might change with marriage, you know. Like
Yeah, no.
you might eventually be like, "Fuck this."
Fuck you, Platinum.
Like no, like legit. Like she'll look at me. Like if I'm asleep, I'll be like, I snore on my sides too. But like she'll just be like, if I'm snoring too loud, she'll be like, and I'll just go.
You know, and I don't want to wake him up. I don't want. If anything, I would like tap and be like, "Can you roll over?" And like maybe face the other way, because we usually start out like him spooning me. But last night he was on his back. When he's on his
Which
back,
is crazy because I started outside. I think I started out spooning.
a little bit. You went on your back quick.
I don't remember. I don't
spoon.
sleep on my back.
Can't spoon.
But
I
no,
I'm a side sleeper.
and it
get
was
too hot.
It was super hot in there, which it's hot and dry, so he snores even more. So I was at that point where I'm just like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. I need sleep. I've tossed enough to where it's not waking him up, and I feel too bad to be like, hey, stop. I don't want to be that person. So I went to my daughter's room, or my kids' rooms, and I laid on my daughter's bed. And I fell asleep only for an hour that I was in there to be dreaming some horrible fucking dream of the current moment. I felt like I was in the current moment. I was what I was wearing in the same spot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't.
This fucking
move.
cat. He's attacking a button on the futon.
That's what he does. But no, I had a really bad nightmare, and I fucking finally was able to wake myself up to where I was scared as shit, and I went back into bed with him, and of course I couldn't fall asleep because I was scared, and then he was snoring, and I'm just like,
life sucks.
And meanwhile,
Marriage, no.
I'm asleep this whole time, like
whole
solid.
time.
Normally, I wake up if she
Yes.
moves.
I figured I was laying there with my titties out. I figured if I could move enough for him to be like, oh, titties are out.
Like I said, touch my penis. I always invite the I'm asleep, touch my penis move, because that never happens.
That happens.
When do you touch my penis in my sleep?
I don't get to that point because usually when I move, you're awake. So I don't ever get to that point.
I always welcome I'm asleep.
I
touch my
move a
penis.
little bit. Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, I get out of the bed to go pee or something and get back in bed. He wakes up.
Dude, I'm old as fuck because that wouldn't work on me. If I was like tired and Kristen was like, I'd be like, "The fuck you doing? Go to sleep."
There are moments when he's like that. Before bed, I'm too tired for sex. And he's like a woman.
I mean, yeah, like my sex. I mean, my sex drive is still there, but at the same time, I find myself identifying with Al Bundy more and more every year.
Don't tell me that.
Like, don't get me wrong.
What did I get into?
Well, the thing is, like, he dreads sex. I don't. I'm just like, man, I'd just rather just lay here. So, like, it's crazy.
Sex that bad?
Like, no, like, sex with you is amazing, but it's just like, it's like, man.
That requires some kind of physical effort.
Yeah, and I just don't.
Which, lucky him, gets spoiled as shit where he doesn't have to do a lot of physical effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah,
She treats me good.
Like, Kristen's always just like, if she, like, is in the mood, I'm just always like, I'm tired. No. And even if I'm not tired, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm really in the mood. You gotta butter me up a little bit more than just grab my dick.
It doesn't take much to get me in the mood. It's just a matter of, like, do I feel like doing anything right now? Do I feel like do I feel like getting on top?
Because there's which
No, I understand that completely.
More times than not, I don't feel like getting on top.
Right. Which then he gets lucky because then I'm that person. That's where he gets lucky. You know, okay, he'll say, I'm too tired, let's just go to sleep. Okay. So we'll spoon, and then we kind of start touching each other. And
then it's like, all right.
He gets hard, and then I can't go without pleasing him if I know he's hard. TMI. So then it just leads into head, and leads to me on top, and then into him coming, and then just leads to me doing most of the work. So.
She treats me good.
Holy cocky.
But no, because there are times where he's just like, I'm too tired. I'm like,
I'm really glad you went into this subject.
Why?
Because this subject came up at work today.
Oh God, what did they say?
Oh, let me preface this.
Now that we're married, our sex life is going to go down.
No,
bullshit.
No, I mean that got mentioned a couple times, but I just ignore it. It's whatever.
That will not happen.
Trust me, it will happen.
It will not happen. And I tell you this because
I haven't had sex with you since our wedding night, so
that's your fault.
Yeah,
that will not happen. We had sex that next morning. That will not happen because, to bring up my ex, we had a very active sex life. He knows I like sex. I'm not going to let it go without... It's not going to be my
likes
fault.
sex.
If we don't have sex, it'll be because of him and not me.
Probably,
You'll get older. It'll...
I don't
Age
know.
is inevitable.
Nope.
One of my team leaders...
I will not get older.
one of my team leaders, he's like, 18 years in, like, that's when it finally slowed down. 18 years. That's crazy. Like, he's like maybe late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah. I don't
like
see it slowing down for me. If we stop having sex, it'll be because of him and not because of me. Because I enjoy it too much.
Yeah.
I like
I'm not saying
But
stop.
no, okay,
I want to
so...
know your work. Tell me about your work.
Okay,
it's gonna
so
slow down.
let me preface this. Let me preface
Because of
it with a
him.
question for you, Matt.
Okay.
How long do you typically last?
Not long at all.
On like a good night where you're fucking.
Oh, on like a good night, maybe like 25 minutes. To me, I'm like, that's a max. I don't really want to go
Goddamn.
longer
Still
than
pretty
that.
good.
To me, I'm like, I don't want to go longer than that. Because every girl I've had sex with in the past, that they're like, yeah, dude, like, after like that point, it goes numb.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that with a girl.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe I have, but
I don't know. After like 25 minutes, I'm like, I'm bored. Like, if I'm gonna come,
That's why
I would have
you
already
mix
done
it
it.
up.
So I was
Very
asked by a Mr. Richard Olovich, Mr. Rollo, guest
Oh,
of
God.
the show. He's like, "So did you consummate your marriage?"
Duh.
I'm like, yeah, for like 2.5 hours. He's like,
Is that how long we had sex for?
probably not. It was more like
my
probably hour, half hour, maybe 2 hours max.
It was a good night.
Either way, we left the bars before close, and we went to sleep about 4.
Whew. We were all over the hotel room.
Yeah, we were.
Dude,
So-
I passed the fuck out after my ceremony.
I'm surprised we didn't because we had so many people buy us shots and
I wasn't
drinks.
drunk.
I was trash.
Oh, I know. You weren't
No,
trash.
I wasn't trash.
You were good. You were
I was
actually,
good.
for as drunk as you were good.
Which, my secret? You puke in the bathroom without anybody knowing, so you can drink more and you're fucking good to go the next day.
Yeah,
No,
you were well behaved for
I
how
was.
drunk you were.
I was.
I didn't
Fuck
get
you.
drunk at my wedding, and then at the same time,
It's a fucking cat.
yeah, this cat, dude, it's awesome. But
I picked him out. I picked good things out.
me and Kristen, we just got back to the hotel room and we were just like, we're going to bed. I'm tired.
Oh no.
You got a hotel room
That's
Yeah,
from like, so you you somehow got from like almost Florida all the way to a hotel room somehow. Nice.
got to.
See, we picked a hotel room that was downtown where we were already gonna be
Which
at.
we were gonna walk to. Thank
we-
God we didn't.
Yeah, luckily I didn't drink enough to do that.
Yeah, we drove from Florida to Lafayette for the hotel.
I had tons of people buying me shots that night though, because I ended up running into people I went to school with.
Yeah.
And they were buying me shots, and I was just like,
I did not.
"Oh my God!" My brothers were there; they were buying me shots.
Bought me beer. I had 3 beers and maybe 7 Vegas bombs.
Vegas bomb.
I had Vegas bomb, Sex on the Beach, and Fireball.
Tropical Vegas bomb.
Ew, fireball.
I didn't have any like straight shots, but like I had a lot of Vegas bombs and 3 Budweisers. That's it. I wasn't trying to get trashed. I was just there to have a good time.
And we did. We had a really good
Yeah, I bonded with your brothers quite a bit.
which I was very happy with.
I especially bonded with Tanner, which I
love.
don't normally talk to him.
So I have 3 brothers. One's an older one who's in jail right now, which they've hung out with, and he's just, yeah. And I have 2 younger brothers, and my youngest is more like me. He's the emotional, like, wants to bond with people, will talk to you. So they've talked somewhat.
And we bonded over Star Wars
Yeah.
and Harry Potter.
My next brother, Tanner, is the man, and, like, fuck you. Prove to me you're a man. Like, he's that guy. Like,
and
you
I'm
can't
the
please him.
type that's like, I'm not gonna do anything to, and I'm not
gonna
gonna
give it over backwards for you.
Yeah,
I don't need to prove
if
anything. to you.
yeah, I have nothing
Right.
to prove to you. If you want to be my friend, go for it. But if
Exactly.
not,
And that's why I told him, I
Fuck
said, just
off.
be yourself, whatever. Well, at the wedding, I saw my brother come up to him, hug him. I was like, oh, that's a good start. And then they did. They bonded all night. And it made me really happy because I'm very family-oriented. As much as my brothers pick on me, they also will kick anybody's ass that will fuck with me. like,
including while you're married and that's
yes,
your husband.
My brother Tanner, the one that we're talking about, almost killed my ex-husband. Almost killed him. So.
Sup?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, man, I'm really glad it took somebody named Dick for my sister to marry someone that's not a dick. That's what he said to me.
Oh, and then he's okay. My family's tall. My dad is over 6 foot. My brothers, all of my brothers over 6 foot. Your brother's
tall.
My brothers are tall. They're all over 6 foot. So my ex was the same height, a little bit shorter than me, depending on how he stood.
I am too.
We're about the same height. At the wedding, he was a little taller than me, and I remember they used to tease me like, "Why can't you just be with somebody tall?" I'm like, "Why does height matter?" I remember that night, my brother Tanner telling him, "Man, I'm just so glad that you're like taller than her." And he's like, "It's not even by much." He's like, "It doesn't matter how much it is. You're taller than her." And I'm just like, "Oh my god."
It's priorities, man.
Yes.
No, back to my original question. So, like,
Sorry.
How long do you last? 25 minutes, typically? On a good night?
On a good night, that's 25 minutes. And to me, I'm like, I don't want any more after that.
Is that switching positions or staying in the same position?
Switching.
Now, do you include foreplay? Or do you just go straight from penetration?
Like,
Straight.
ooh, suck my dick.
Straight from See, I include foreplay in my sexual endeavors.
If I do foreplay,
Spoiled.
then I would say probably like maybe 40.
40? Okay. I mean, this is not like a thing. Like, I'm not trying to brag. I go a while.
He does.
I go a while, and it's always been something I've done.
Which
like,
was weird to me at first, because at first I was like, oh my god, am I not good enough?
No,
Am I not good enough
I'm just
to
sitting here
get
like,
you
no,
off?
I don't fuck unless I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, I'm not here to just fucking get off. Like, I'm here to please you. I'm here to please myself. I'm here to have a good time.
Which is funny, because
I'm Blaine Tyner, and I like to party.
with your wife, and that's it.
Yeah.
I like the picture Blaine Tyner in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, "Hey, I'm here to be formal, but I'm here to party."
And, that's totally true, because there are times, again, TMI, where I'll be on top, and I'm the pleaser. He thinks he's the pleaser. I'm the pleaser.
We're both.
Where I know he's about to get there, and he stops me. He's just like, no. And I'm just like, no, I'm making a game of this. Let's see.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
I'm not done with you.
I'm like, I am not ready for this. I want to fuck you more. Like, that's just how it goes. Like,
Mom,
for
are
me,
you still watching?
I like to fuck. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not there to get off. I'm there to fuck. Getting off is the end result. Like, that's the, all right, good game.
See, for me, if it ain't happening in 25 minutes, it ain't happening. Period.
There's only been a select few times where, like, so
He hates quickies.
I don't like quickies, but I'll do them if I have to.
When you have kids,
You have to.
and you wake up in the morning right before they wake up, you
Smell
have to
like
just
P.
spoon and just have that quickie before they bust in that door.
And just climb and immediately climb into bed.
You have to have that quickie.
Why do you keep moving?
Like me.
No, we're using get out.
Given typically, I don't usually fuck drunk either. Like, so like my stamina is just naturally. I have a lot of stamina. So drunk, it's just like it's endless. Like when I get whiskey dick, I just go. And then eventually, I'm just like, I'm not getting off.
Actually, I think the first night we fucked, you didn't come, did you?
No, I didn't.
I was so upset.
But the very first time I ever had sex, I
never
didn't come.
happened. I was like, we fucked forever. And I don't know if you've watched previous episodes, but I have. My ex and I were swingers. We, had threesomes, yada, yada, yada. So I've had experience with several people. And when this guy didn't come, I was like, fuck. I suck. What am I doing wrong? Like, I felt
this is a blow to the ego.
I felt so shitty about myself. I did. I was like, Jesus, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, no, again, if it ain't happened in like 25 minutes, I realize it's not going to happen for me. And I'm just like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll just stop.
It is what it is.
You guys ever watch porn together?
She's not really like that.
I like porn.
She's
We
kind of a
tried
goody-goody.
Okay,
watch
to be
porn.
fair, we watched a really cheesy fucking HBO
I said,
porn.
hey, let's watch some porn. He pulls up an HBO porn.
I'm not ready to show you my porn.
I've seen your porn.
Have you?
I have.
Oh, you watched my porn?
I've seen
Good
the
for you.
porn
It's
that
good stuff.
you've watched. I see what you're into, you fucking weirdo.
I'm not into anything weird. It's just artsy.
Boobs.
That's all I'm into.
He
is
likes boobs and a lot of redheads.
Yeah, look at you.
I like ass.
I like ass.
See, thank you.
Like, that's my thing.
I like tits.
I mean, I like
He's
those
the
too.
first guy I've been with that likes tits. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
No, and it's not about like for me. It's not about size. It's about like niceness. Like you can have small boobs and have nice boobs.
That's true.
Hers are like right in the middle, and they're still nice.
Like right in the middle.
Like they're not
I don't know if
giant.
that's a compliment
They're
or
not
like
giant. They're
fucking-
not small. There's plenty to grab. Like I'm happy.
You said I like
Hope you're happy.
I'm happy.
I like pogs.
What are pogs?
Like-
Fat ass white girls.
Uh,
Not BBWs.
oh.
It's like
Big
booties.
ass. Big ass.
Big
I like
booties.
I like big bubble butts. Or not even big bubble. I just like bubble butts. That's my thing.
I mean, I've seen most of your porn, and it really is just boobs.
Yeah, it's just boobs.
Boobs.
And if she's watched, if she's like gone through it, you're gonna find that it's not always like giant boobs. It's just boobs.
I've seen more redheads than I've seen like a certain size of boobs. Because there's been tiny redhead boobs and there've been big redhead boobs.
I don't know how much tiny redhead boobs, because I still have a standard.
Yeah.
Like,
but
okay, redhead, cool, awesome, but they still gotta have nice boobs.
It's like how you're saying boobs.
I know. I'm not gonna stop.
Boobs.
he is a boob guy.
Boobs.
I like boobs.
Oh yeah, boobs.
I'm gonna
Please
change-
show Bob.
I'm going to change the subject because I remember you guys were going to talk about this last time. Our last episode, I don't know. if
This
you
will be
guys
last subject.
did.
Yeah, food's up there.
Yeah.
Broly.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
What do I think? Okay, because they released a new trailer.
Yeah.
We're talking Dragon Ball now. You're out of this one.
Get!
She was okay. So I was watching Dragon Ball Super upstairs.
It's such a bad series.
What?
I
It
hate
is.
it.
Thank you. It
Okay,
is.
it starts out bad.
No.
It's
no, it ends
horrible.
awful.
It's terrible.
It ends terrible.
I'm just like,
I watched the Japanese thing. I watched the whole
Really?
thing.
I did too.
You know me. I like Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I
I've always
enjoyed what
loved
I
Dragon
watched
Ball
of
Z.
Super. What I've watched of Super, I've enjoyed.
My problem with Super, lack of continuity.
Really.
I don't know. He was just watching it upstairs, and I was just
I was
laughing.
watching the first part of Dragon Ball Super English.
I'm like-
dub.
Have you watched? Have you got through the Tournament of Power? So you know what happens.
I know what happens at the end. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why I think this is all bullshit. So we'll start at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, gets the fuck beat out of him by Beerus.
Yeah, that's the last thing I watched.
Like, flick to the head.
That is the last thing I watched.
And, I mean, you've seen the movie Battle of the Gods, right?
yeah, I watched that like a year ago.
Yeah. So, like, Goku goes Super Saiyan God, all of a sudden can fight with Beerus. His body absorbs the God Ki.
Yeah,
And all of
he
a
can
sudden
just
he's
naturally do
able
it.
to fight at a God level. So his base power literally had risen to a point that was well beyond Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah,
Alright, cool. Resurrection of F comes out.
I haven't seen it.
Ascended Transformation, Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, Vegeta.
So, at the beginning of Resurrection of F, the movie, Frieza Force invades Earth. And the other Z fighters, not Vegeta and Goku, because they're not on the planet, they fight the Frieza Force. And Gohan is Super Saiyan. Like, Gohan is weaker than what he has been in the past because he doesn't train, but he's still a Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
And he's just rocking the shit out of all these people. Frieza in his first form, because Frieza in this movie decides he wants to go train and become stronger for 4 months. And he does. Frieza in his
four
first
solid months.
in his first form punches Gohan in the chest and kills him.
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Well, it's just Super Saiyan, because I don't even know if he can go Super Saiyan 2, but it's still a Super Saiyan. So that means he's still stronger than Krillin.
He went Super Saiyan 2 in Cell Saga, didn't he?
He goes Super Saiyan 2 in Cell Saga, and he also goes Super Saiyan 2 in the Buu Saga, and then he reaches a Mystic level.
Yeah, okay.
Where he's stronger than a Super Saiyan 3, just in base form. But he again just stopped, and his body regressed, power regressed.
Okay.
But Frieza kills him. Bam! All of a sudden, Goku arrives. Goku's in base fighting Final Form Frieza.
Final,
Then-
like Golden Frieza or
Not Golden
no?
Frieza,
Okay,
yeah.
Final form.
Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue. Then they fight Golden Frieza. all right. So we now have established the pecking order of Goku.
Wait, he didn't go Super Saiyan Blue, did he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Vegeta was the first to go Super Saiyan Blue.
No, both. Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue, introduces it. Then Vegeta, after Goku lets his guard down because he's a fucking idiot and gets fucked up, Vegeta's like, I'm just going to kill him. Period. Point blank. But, so we established the pecking order as Vegeta and Goku are up at top. Then it's Frieza. And then probably Gohan still. And then the rest are all down here.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. As Super progresses, like they have little tournaments where they fight people, and you get introduced to new characters.
You get introduced to, like, Frost. And...
You get introduced to Frost and Hit, which Hit is awesome.
Yeah.
Hit beats Goku at Super Saiyan Blue while he's also Kaioken times 10. So Hit is now like the peak. Then you go to the Goku Black arc, and
I don't know anything about that.
So basically the story is a god is really annoyed, like one of basically like the Kais, is really annoyed at the fact that Goku is so strong. So he finds the Super Dragon Balls and wishes for Goku's body. And so he steals Goku's body. Then he goes back in time and like finds like another version of himself and recruits him to work with him. And they're going to kill every human being on the planet because they think all mortals are just trash. And they're terrible. So Goku Black establishes a new transformation called Rose, Super Saiyan Rose, and it's as strong as Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta all of a sudden is like the king of that series because he just goes through time chamber after time chamber and just trains. So he's like fucking up Rose. Then, Fuse. Long story short, they beat that. So the new order is Vegeta, Goku, Hit, Frieza, and then Gohan. Boom. This is where it starts to get fucked up. They do the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
They have to recruit 10 fighters from each universe. Goku's going around fighting everybody as a Super Saiyan Blue. When I say everybody, I mean he's fighting fucking Krillin. He's fighting Android 17.
Yeah.
And all these people as a Super Saiyan Blue. Like, everyone's like,
so
oh,
lost.
he's just suppressing his power.
I said I'm so lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said so moist. I'm like, what? What's moist?
What?
What?
But,
Ooh.
like, everyone's like, oh, he suppresses his power at that point. But it's like, it shouldn't matter. His base power alone is so much higher than these people.
Yeah.
That they should not even be able to look at him. And then we get introduced to a character called Jiren.
Oh, yeah, Jiren.
Who is stronger than the God of Destruction. He's a fucking monster. They had to nerf him in the show because he was too strong for Goku to beat him. And that's what they did. But all through this Tournament of Power, like I said, Goku's fighting all these people, like the Universe 6 Saiyan girls,
Yeah.
who just discovered Super Saiyan. They're able to go to like Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3,
And
and
Legendary
beat
Super Saiyan. Or
Yeah,
Berserk Super Saiyan.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan Berserk. Then they fuse, and they're able to fucking make Goku go to Ultra Instinct. That's fucking dumb.
They fuse, go Super Saiyan, and then they go Super Saiyan Berserk, which is essentially Brawly.
Yeah.
Fused Brawly.
So, like, that just annoys me. But like I said, Goku's fighting all these people as a Super Saiyan Blue, and they shouldn't even be able to look at him. Not to mention the manga, like the comic book from Japan, is even worse. Fucking Master Roshi fights Jiren.
What?
Like, that's my problem with Dragon Ball Super. Akira Toriyama is the worst fucking storyteller on the planet, dude. Like, I saw this video last night, and they were pointing out the shit that he does, where he just retracts what he writes on
Yeah.
a whim. And it's this new Broly movie. He made Bardock canon
Yeah.
by including him after, because Bardock was originally made for the anime, for the TV special. He liked that character so much, he put him in the manga afterwards. Now, he's rewrote a new manga with a different Bardock in it.
A different story. Like,
Like, it's a completely different
the latest trailer for Broly is like a completely different origin.
Not to mention, Vegeta was like 5 years older than Goku.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden there's like maybe like a year or two.
3
older.
Saiyans born around the same time. Yeah. Like what?
Vegeta's older than Goku. That's how it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. I'm happy they're giving Broly a better like reason to hate fucking Vegeta and Goku than the bitch cried a lot as a baby. Like,
yeah, I love how they made fun of that in DBZ Abridged.
Yeah, like
he's so cool, but it's so stupid.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad they're changing that, but like, at least have some continuity in your storytelling.
Miranda, I'm gonna suggest this. If you were in the unlikely scenario where you're gonna get into Dragon Ball Z, unlikely.
I have a lot going on.
You could do what I did and watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which it shortens the whole story, and it's also making fun of everything.
It makes fun of it, but honestly, it tells you the exact same story.
Yeah, and
honestly, some of the stuff is better than the original.
Yeah, you know, like
see, I have a lot going on in my life. You know, full-time working mom.
I get you.
If you get into any kind of anime, watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
such a good show.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that Netflix series.
Dragon Ball Z, I never was into.
It was
Pokemon. Yes, I played. I heard you guys talking about Pokemon. I played Pokemon on Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, yada yada.
I still play Pokemon.
I fucking loved Pokemon. Speaking of, remind me later tonight. Caroline wanted your Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I gotta show you that.
I gotta show you that too.
What do you mean that's right? How do you know?
Because she told me. She asked me. I think on rehearsal night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she wants your...
but it was so funny.
It's awkward that she's into that.
So, I've been watching, like, Dragon Ball Super on YouTube, just little clips and stuff from the Tournament of Power and shit.
And you bought a DVD.
And so I was like, I was at Best Buy getting Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super Part 5, and I'm like, fuck, should I just go ahead and get that?
And he did.
And no, I didn't get that one.
Oh.
I walked over, I was like, I wonder if they have the first part. Because I don't want to buy 5 and then just be like, not know where the fuck I'm in, where we're at, and all that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go look and see how much part 1 is. I'm like, that's not bad. I'll see if I like it, and if I like it, cool. So I bought part 1. I downloaded part 2, so I have part 2 for free.
Like part one is, I think the like first beginning of Super is literally just the Battle of the Gods movie.
It is,
and Resurrection of F.
No, Resurrection F is part 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The beginning of Super is just those movies, just recreated with shitty animation.
Just get the movies.
Yeah, just get the movies because they're animated way better,
and
they're way cooler.
I've been told that.
But like, again, that Tournament of Power was so fucking long for one. Like, they started the recruiting process on like episode 70 something, and then the final episode was like episode 134. And that was all the Tournament of Power. And then they finally started the tournament, episode 97. Because I watched this shit on YouTube every night when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I waited every week when someone would finally upload it on YouTube. And I always made sure it had fucking English dubs. The shit made no fucking sense. And it was so goddamn long. So many fodder characters. Like, no offense to Master Roshi and all them. I don't give a fuck about you guys anymore. Like, you have been useless since Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like, the Saiyan Saga made you guys irrelevant. Like, you might have had some cool moments, like, in the Cell Saga with Tien, like, using the Tri-Beam on Cell. That stuff, that was cool. But, like, I told Justin this. One thing would have saved the Tournament of Power for me. One thing. So, at the beginning of it, when they're talking about the recruitment thing, Yamcha overhears him. He's like, I wonder when they're going to recruit me. And they never end up doing it. I wish they would have, and I wish he would have fucking won.
Oh.
If Yamcha would have won, it would have saved that whole fucking thing for me. Because everyone knows Yamcha's a joke character.
Yeah.
Like, Android 17 is supposed to be this cool, like, how's he able to fight Goku? Oh, I've been training on this island ever since... Goku's been training with fucking gods and angels. There's no comparison.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking fighting a fucking bird. Shut up, Android.
And somehow he wins the whole Tournament of Power. I guess he I mean, I wouldn't say he won by fighting.
He survived.
He survived, exactly, which I guess is all you need to do.
Like, they gave Goku that Ultra Instinct, which, for one, I thought was stupid. Like, it's not a transformation. It's a technique.
Yes.
But, like, it makes him untouchable. And he's fighting a guy who's a god of destruction, basically, or stronger, who also has it similarly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Goku...
But he hasn't mastered it.
Goku beats this guy, which is bullshit.
He didn't beat him.
He did. He had him down, and then the Ultra Instinct destroyed his body. So Frieza and all them had to save him. But at that point, Jiren was so drained, a.k.a. they nerfed him,
Yeah.
that Goku and Frieza were able to team up and beat him and knock him out of the arena, which is dumb. Like, Jiren should have won that tournament. Just off logic.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Did you guys talk about Halloween?
No. We
I
didn't
know
talk
that you said
about
something
that.
about...
we could.
We're running long. We're almost at
what's
3
the
hours.
time right
We gotta
now?
eat some food.
But I'm so talkative.
We gotta eat some food.
And I like Halloween. We could at least watch a trailer.
Let's
watch a trailer.
we could watch a trailer,
can watch
and then
it.
we'll do like a quick
Run
wrap-up
through,
discussion, and
yeah.
run through, and then that'll be the final point, actually.
Yeah, that's good. Because I remember him talking about wanting to watch it. And I like
Is there a
Halloween.
new Halloween trailer? Or
I don't
I
know.
don't know if it's a new one,
But do you like scary movies?
I'm a big scary movie person, but honestly, I like the Halloween stuff, because one thing I feel like scary movies are missing now is the traditional slasher flick.
See, I like the old school like Freddy Krueger and shit movies. Nowadays, blood and gore, that doesn't scare me. What scares me is paranormal.
Well, the
Movies
thing
scare
is,
me. And shit like strangers, shit that can really fucking happen.
Oh, The Strangers is creepy. I'll give you
Yes.
that one.
I want to see the second one. But yes, shit that can really happen, that scares me.
My
He
problem is
doesn't like...
every scary movie.
I never
now-
said I don't like this.
I can
We've
never-
had this conversation.
I can
It's not that I
never...
don't like it. It's
I can
just
never
I'm...
get him to watch scary movies ever. It took me forever to get him to watch The Purges.
I haven't seen those either.
Oh, they're good.
Eh.
Yeah, scary movies to me.
Mine is the
all of them
last one. I
just-
don't like the last
I
one.
like the last one.
I don't like the last one. It's all about, like...
Because you're a racist.
I'm not a racist. Oh, no. I am far from being a racist. But
Everybody
they do make it very... us blacks and fuck you whites and...
There you go. She said the blacks.
I'm not racist.
Racist.
I'm saying right now I'm not racist.
Fucking
I'm
racist.
far from racist.
Oh my
She's
God.
like, I
But-
love Rihanna.
But no, it is true that and I kind of get their concept of, okay, because this last movie is about how the purge started. Cool. Not to ruin it, they're trying to get,
I'm not ever gonna watch it.
like,
So-
low lifes, fucking, like, those people kind of out of society, and I get that. It's the blacks. That's what they're trying to get to. But the whole, like, just like, and I'm gonna bring it up, Black Panther. They did the same fucking thing. Us blacks, poor us. Like, Michael B. Jordan's part, his shit, like, I didn't like that. And it's not because I'm racist. It's just, I'm sick and tired of hearing about whites and blacks and whites and
I
blacks.
love
And you
Michael
did
B.
this
Jordan.
and blah, blah,
I thought
blah.
he was amazing in Black Panther. We had this conversation last time I was here.
Let's watch this fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I'll make my point again right after this trailer.
I haven't seen this trailer.
Have you seen all the Halloweens?
I own them all.
Have you seen them all?
He tried to get me to watch the very original one, and I fell asleep because it was like 2 in the
I can
morning.
see that happening.
It was 2 in the morning.
It was early in the fucking morning.
I've seen
How old were
the
you?
Rob Zombie. I was like 17, 18.
And you fell asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, you pussy.
To be fair, there's a reason.
Oh, girl, is that what you're trying to get to?
No. What?
There's a reason.
No, I was tired. I fell asleep. I was tired.
How long is this?
This is Halloween trailer number 4.
It's like 4 minutes. We don't want to watch this one.
Oh.
We basically just saw the trailer. This is showing like a clip.
I'm okay with that. Get you excited for Jamie Lee Curtis. Woo!
I want to see a clip.
I wonder if she kills him. If she doesn't kill him. There's
No,
no
his
way.
hands are about to bust through the wall and grab her on
Right.
both sides.
Typical. Yeah, right. Under her throat. Yep. See, it's predictable. I don't like predictable movies. Oh, I'm so fucking excited. Are we going to see that with Tyler?
Yeah.
And Skylar?
We're going to see stuff.
Yes, let's do that Friday. Wait, hold on. I have to get Friday. Saturday. Wait, we want to go to haunted houses. Shit.
I'm watching that movie. But...
No, we can go Friday, like, late night, because my parents are going to watch Kids Friday night.
Okay.
That's if Tyler and Skylar are up to watching it late night.
We're going to see what happens.
So, are you moving back to Lafayette?
That's the plan.
I hope so.
Sweet.
But,
You're like, I want to go to haunted houses this weekend.
I don't do haunted houses.
Why? Are you scared of them? Or is it
No, I get kicked out of them.
Why?
I punch people.
Oh my god.
He's done it.
I like haunted houses.
No, like, my problem with scary movies nowadays, they always are the same thing.
Yes.
They're all paranormal. This is based on a true event, but it's highly exaggerated and actually probably didn't happen. But we're going to say this happened. By the way, there's a demon in this house. They're all the same.
Yes and no, but the paranormal ones are the ones that freak me the fuck out because, okay, whether there's a god, a devil, demons, yada yada, I believe there are spirits, there are demons, it can fucking happen. I'm not going to test it to see if there is or isn't. So yes, that shit freaks me the fuck out versus the blood and gore.
I'm not saying that it got freaky, because I mean, I don't know.
I don't think I could get past the 4th or 5th Paranormal Activity.
But to me, it's just like that's every movie that comes out. So we're missing like the good old slasher flicks and the good old kind of monster flicks.
But
like
see,
A Quiet Place.
Fake.
A Quiet Place was really was a good take.
It was a great original concept.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't even really
what
original.
What is your favorite scary movie?
Halloween.
Halloween?
Yeah.
See, I like the original Screams. I love Scream.
The original Screams? There's only one Screams. It's not like they made...
There's a bunch of Screams. There's like 5 Screams.
Yeah, but they're all direct lines.
Shut up. Anyway, I like Scream. 1, it's real. Anybody could do that. 2, weird. I love his outfit. I am turned on by his
She really
Scream
wanted
outfit.
me to fuck her in it. I'm like, nah, it's not going to happen.
That's a bit weird.
It is
That's
weird.
weird. It's really weird.
It's mysterious and dark, but yeah.
That's funny you point that out, because that's a slasher flick.
Yeah.
Yes, it could really happen. That's what I'm saying. Strangers, it could really happen. Those movies. Okay, so you bring up Jason. I love the Halloweens. They are scary because they have the pop-out moments. And really, Michael Myers can be real because he's a psycho.
Michael Myers could happen.
Right. So it's more of like...
Don't pay attention to these later ones, because this one is really cool because they've literally abandoned every sequel of Halloween. This is the direct sequel to the original.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, this is something that could happen where it's like, this guy just went crazy one night, fucking killed a bunch of people, then he went to, like, a mental maximum security place, and he got out.
Right.
And he's coming back.
And that's where I'm excited to see it. It's more of like today's version of Freddy Krueger, like Freddy versus Jason. That wasn't that scary. No, when growing up watching the old Freddys, fuck yeah, they were scary. That shit was scary. You fucking as a kid dreaming about
Freddy versus Jason. I think after a certain point,
I don't think that it was meant to be scary.
Yeah, exactly. It's just meant to be like, okay, these two killers are about to duke it out.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and there's people going to be murdered.
Same with like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that
I love scary. I love.
They're in the horror genre, but they're not meant to be scary. Like the whole, it's just meant to be like, oh, people are getting killed. Like it's like you want to watch people get killed. It's
Have you
it's
seen
a
the original
fetish.
Alien?
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
that
a horror.
Would be
that's a sci-fi
that would be
horror.
a legitimate like horror movie.
Right.
That's a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
Not only like horror, but like the thriller. Like so, like the Saws. I love Saw because some fucking freak could really fuck with people and make them play games like that. It's something that could really happen, and the thrill of like, holy shit, is this person gonna make it through this?
Yeah, what I like about the Saw movies is that it's not about killing the people; it's about the people surviving.
Right.
Every single person, minus a few people, which Jigsaw, the actual guy, Jigsaw, did not intend for anyone to die. He gave every single person a chance to survive. It's just their willingness to survive.
Right.
The only people that weren't meant to die were at some price.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a matter of survival. It's not a matter of like, oh, can you win? It's a matter of survival, which with survival you have to make sacrifices. Yeah. But there's like the one guy that ended up like being his apprentice or whatever, and he actually straight up murdered somebody.
Like I said, I haven't seen Saw since the first one. I was like, this sucks.
See, I think I
watch
really,
up to like 5.
I really like them. I really like the storyline. I really like how each of them show. I mean, because it really shows like people's, what do I say,
primal like instincts and all that. Like
not just instincts.
Their survival
like,
instincts.
He picks the people that are like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't know. He just like.
There's
he picks people that need some kind of judgment.
Yeah.
Not just judgment, but like
self-judgment.
Right.
He makes people examine their own problems.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that he does that. I mean, he's not really picking out good people or bad people. It's like, you know, watch them. They are really good.
At least watch up to 5.
They are good.
Like, I mean, I've seen actually the first 3.
They're good.
But
there you go.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of horror movies in general.
I mean,
just because for one, they are just everything is now is just gore.
It's regurgitation too.
Which Saw started out like that until they started like storylines, and I like storylines. Like you guys were talking about earlier about games and storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Same with movies. I like storylines. Saw follows a storyline, and I like that. So
I like movies that like basically they're to try to make me cry.
Like romance or
you're
like
all
emotional.
into those Nicholas Sparks things.
Well, not
Nicholas
even just
Sparks
those
is
now.
amazing. Okay.
Like his movies lately have been shit, but I mean like I'm more like the drama movies.
Yeah.
Like my favorite movie for the longest time has been Gladiator.
Yeah.
Like
Totally off. Like you're like, oh, I like to cry, and I'm like thinking love movies. And
No, Gladiator.
Like, what the
Gladiator
fuck?
is a very emotionally
I
intense
have
movie.
not seen Gladiator.
so
There you go. You don't even know.
This is about a guy who
That's got Gerard Butler, right?
No.
that's 300.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Gladiator.
So this stars Russell Crowe, and he this is
No, I haven't
this
seen
is
that.
Oscar Best Picture winner. Like those are the kind of movies I like. I like long drama movies, and so
Titanic.
I love Titanic.
Oh my god, Titanic's like
Rocky.
my favorite.
Rocky's fantastic. Another Oscar Best Picture winner. But so, Gladiator's about Russell Crowe, who is a general in the Roman army, like during the Roman Empire.
Right, Russell Crowe. Is he like the goofy, funny Russian?
No,
thinking of
he's
Russell,
Australian. You're thinking of Russell Brand.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
But yeah, so Russell Crowe's a general for this army.
Let's
and
remake Gladiator with Russell Brand.
That's why I'm like, wait, I can't picture this serious. Okay, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
So he leads them to a battle. They win. I'll just fucking go through the movie real fast. He leads them to the battle. They win, and he's like, "Listen, like Caesar, like the emperor." He's like, "I want to go home."
Right.
And the emperor loves him like a son.
Uh-huh.
He loves him more than he loves his own son. And he's like, "All right, fine, you can go home." Well, right after that, the son is seen with the father. Son kills the father. Son is jealous of Russell Crowe's character.
Right.
Tries to have him killed. Doesn't work. But he goes and has his wife and child murdered. Then Russell Crowe is captured and sold into slavery, which is in gladiator battles. Mm-hmm. And he works his way up to the Colosseum, where he is discovered to be the guy. But he's such a popular gladiator, they can't just murder him.
Right.
Like he has to die in the Colosseum. But he's a very well-trained fighter with very high strategy knowledge. So he just murders everybody. And it's basically about him trying to take down the Emperor of Rome at that point. So that's been my favorite movie for the longest time. The Green Mile.
Green Mile's
Fantastic.
Okay, 2 of my favorite movie series are Resident Evil and Underworld. No, I'm serious. Why do you laugh at me? Go ahead.
We go from the Green Mile and Gladiator to Resident
No.
Evil.
First of all,
That fucking shit show of a series.
Resident Evil started off really good. Yes, it got fucking weird in like the middle of it. A couple of those movies were shitty. The end made me cry. It did. I followed Resident Evil since the first movie. I loved it.
Underworld's
As
only
far
good
as-
for 3 movies.
No, Underworld. I loved Underworld. I loved start to finish.
The first 2 movies are good.
Underworld's a lot better than Resident Evil. Yes,
Yeah,
like I said.
definitely.
Resident Evil started off like zombies, and then these like fucking freaky things, and then it just gets weird. But
Well, that's how it was in the video
very
games.
last
Yeah.
Resident Evil, when you find out like, holy shit, this is what's happened, and this, I love it. But no, the Underworlds, I'm a vampire person. I love vampires. So,
I'm surprised she's not like Twilight.
I was going to say,
I
this
like
could have
Twilight.
easily went into Twilight.
question here: Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Neither. They were both shit.
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Yeah, I'm with him. They're both shit characters.
I say Team Edward because
You read the books.
I did. But
if you watch the movies only, you're like, Jacob's way hotter than Robert Pattinson.
Okay, look-wise, yes. Look-wise, yes. But I like Team Edward because he's romantic. He's realistic. He's like, this is my woman. I want to take care of her.
What the fuck are we talking about, Twilight?
I don't
Jacob
know. We're going on 3 hours 10 minutes, and
Jacob
we're talking about Twilight.
I'm horny and I want vagina. That is.
Well, of course,
Jacob.
he's a fucking teenager.
Yeah,
what do you
on
expect?
top of that, he's also a dog.
True.
It's a big ass wolf. He's a
Dirty
primal
dog.
fucking animal.
Exactly.
Yes, he may look good, but I like Edward's very gentleman.
Well, yeah, because he's also 150 years old.
Okay, and
Before
and
she
you
brought-
know me, I love gentlemen.
He's had time to fucking mature.
Yes.
Before she mentioned Resident Evil, I was also going to say Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
I was gonna say
Evil.
real movies.
Resident Evil and Underworld are really good movies.
We
Okay.
were talking about real movies, and then you spew that garbage.
How have you seen Eternal Sunshine?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
So it's
It's
a
Jim
movie
Carrey.
starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, and it's not a comedy. There is funny parts.
What's it about?
So it's about a couple who are together, and you find out that the girl has her memory erased of him because there's a procedure that they go into your brain while you're asleep, and they erase every memory of a person, an event, whatever
I've
you
not
want.
seen this. Is it like an older movie?
That came out in like 2004.
Yeah, roughly around then.
Jim Carrey decides he wants to have her erased because it's too painful
Right.
to have her around. And so while he's asleep, these people come to his apartment. They're trying to erase him. There's subplots, but I'll just tell you the main point. While he's asleep, he decides he doesn't want her erased, and he keeps trying to hide in his subconscious. And it's super good.
Oh, that
And
sounds
then
really
it's
interesting.
just them
It is
dealing
good.
with the
Have you seen
another
it?
It is a good movie.
What's it called?
Eternal Sunshine of a
should
Spotless
watch
Mind.
Okay.
Oh, it's super good. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
it's
Go
I like
watch
Jim
it.
Carrey, and that actor is really
Listen,
good.
he's he is a excellent actor.
He is. He
And
really is.
excellent actor. The Truman Show.
I mean,
awesome.
we're all the same age here. Basically, we grew up watching Jim Carrey.
Like Ace Ventura.
With
like,
everything.
We watched stupid Jim Carrey,
Yes,
and
we
you
did
know,
that.
and enjoyed it.
We watch stupid Jim Carrey just like we watch stupid Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
And then we
people
watched-
we grew up with.
We watched both of them try to be serious. Some more successful than others.
Jim Carrey is a great success.
Some movies more successful than others. Like
Those are
they-
our people,
they've-
though. That's who we
they've
grew up
both
watching.
they've both had serious movies that failed and succeeded.
All right.
Number 23.
Number 20. I like
Love
that movie.
I honestly liked it too, but it's not
It
one of
failed.
I've
his.
seen
Yeah.
it one time. I'd love to see it again.
Oh, I love that movie. I watched that a lot.
Yeah, you
Really,
did. I
I've seen
remember that.
We should watch it because I watched it one time and I really liked it. And I'd like to sit down and watch
I believe
it
I
again.
own it. I think.
I know you had it on your computer at one point.
Oh, I definitely still do. I mean, my terabyte from high school is still down here.
Yeah, so I mean it's probably on there.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's mostly porn now.
It's true.
Kate
You wa-
Winslet, she's
Porn.
amazing.
Porn.
She had
How much
boobs
porn
in
do you
Titanic.
watch?
How much porn do I watch? A good amount.
But
He gets fucked a lot and he still watches porn.
Yeah, I do.
Nothing
There's
wrong with that.
nothing wrong with self-love.
But yeah,
Stop fucking up my microphone.
But yeah, like those. I like drama type movies. I'm not a big horror.
That
movie.
lasagna is probably so cold right now.
No,
There's a
I
microwave.
kept it covered.
Okay.
But
I like horror. I like action. I like them all.
I don't even
I
like
do.
action movies.
I like action.
To
Oh,
me,
I
I
love
think-
action. Two of my favorites. Shut up. Two of my favorite actors are Jason Statham and Tom Hardy. I love Jason Statham. He's a really good actor, and he makes it sound.
He's not a really good actor.
He
He's
is
a good
a-
action star.
Good action star.
There's a
His
difference.
action movies are really good. I fucking love them.
Yeah, he has
Tom
like
Hardy
maybe
is
3.
more of an actual actor.
Yeah.
Yes, but I love his
Like-
parts. Like that movie with him and I forget the dude, but they're like fighting over the girl. They're trying to make her.
Oh, the spy movie.
Yeah.
I love that.
Chris
Yeah.
Pine.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just good at all.
This Means War. That's
Yeah, this means war.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
It was.
No, Jason Statham has like maybe 3 movies where he actually showed good acting. Other than that,
Jason Statham's a badass.
he is a badass.
He is.
But that doesn't mean good acting. That means he's a good action star. There's a difference. And I love Jason Statham. I'm not taking away from him. He is not a great
That
actor.
would be like saying The Rock is a good actor.
I don't like The Rock. See, I've never liked The Rock.
I like The Rock.
I don't
But
like
he's an action star. He's not
He's
an
a-
actor.
I don't
is-
like The Rock, and I don't like Vin Diesel.
He's a set role of an action star, other than like roles in like Moana and The Game Plan.
What
That's
the fuck
Rock.
is he in a Moana? Is he
He's-
Maui?
Yeah. Are you fucking serious? He even looks like the fucking Rock.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
No, he just doesn't look like the Rock at all.
But you know.
No, I don't like. I'm not a huge fan of the Rock or Vin
Ethan's
Diesel.
back.
But hi, Ethan. But Tom
Ethan,
Hardy
we're still
is
going.
definitely a serious actor. Like watch Lawless. Lawless is
he's
really
a
good.
method
I just
actor.
don't like him.
He delves into his roles.
Yes, he does.
Bane or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay,
I don't
so
like him.
one role.
One role.
His,
but
his Bane
Venom.
was fantastic.
Yeah,
Have
his
you
Bane
seen
was really
Venom?
good.
No, I refuse to watch Venom.
Why?
Dude, Venom was good.
Why do you refuse it?
Because
Do
it
not
looked
take
like shit.
Do not take the reviews.
I'm not taking reviews. I'm taking what my perception was from the trailer, and I think it looks like shit.
Okay, then watch it when it comes out.
Tom Hardy's...
When it comes out, watch it.
Yes.
Find some way to watch it for free.
If it
Don't
goes
spend
on
money.
Netflix, I'll watch it.
I hate movies. Well, I don't hate movies.
I
I used to hate
movies.
movies before him, and then he got me into a lot of movies. I'm one of those people, like, I want to watch a movie once. More than likely, I'm not going to watch it twice unless it's The Crow or Wizard
Or the
of
movie
Oz.
your kids are watching.
Or
That's
Night
what
Before
kids do.
Christmas. Those are my top 3 favorite movies. I'll watch them over and over.
Basic.
Basic.
Venom is a movie I will watch over and over.
Venom was good.
The connection that Venom and Tom Hardy have as a character. I love. Yes, people said the villain plot, blah blah blah, but just it's good. It is
There
good.
should be no Venom without Spider-Man. That's my problem.
But they pulled it off. You
See,
haven't seen it. You don't know.
You are literally the only 2 people that have seen it that have told me.
In your
wait.
circle.
So no Venom
Yeah.
without Spider-Man.
No,
Everyone I know of has been like, dude,
No, like
Venom's good.
Every other person I talk to, they're like, dude, no, it's not.
Is there another like supervillain movie that has no superhero in it?
Not really.
No.
So they're just breaking away from that.
But
and they did a really good job.
Venom in the comics has played both roles.
Exactly.
Calm down over there. You're
We're
interrupting.
thinking the same. We're thinking
You're
the same,
interrupting a
though.
lot of people, though. All 2 of us.
I'll do.
Venom has played both roles. He's played the hero. He's played all 3 roles. He's played anti-hero, hero, and villain.
Which is
And-
perfect for this movie.
I know that, but the problem is they did an origin story.
Okay.
There is no Venom without Spider-Man.
They pulled it off.
They do pull it off.
Like I said, I think if it goes on Netflix, I'll watch it.
At least they didn't put the fucking the black and white spider on him.
Mm-hmm.
At least they left that out because without
Okay, wait.
Spider-Man,
why
that doesn't
can there
exist.
be an origin story of superheroes, but not an origin story of villains?
I'm
Just
not
like-
saying that there can't.
Like Black Panther, I fucking hated that movie. It was nothing but an origin story of how Black Panther started.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Yeah, you are.
How?
Spider-Man, literally, Venom came because of Spider-Man.
Why?
Yeah, because the symbiote attached to Spider-Man first.
So the symbiote attached
How did
to
the symbiote get to
Space.
Earth, though?
comic book.
Space.
Because
Here's
in
a
this
comic
movie
book.
it shows a scientist bringing him down.
Listen,
So
I'm
how
alright
does-
with that. So, but in the comic book, Spider-Man was involved in like some space war. Symbiote
Which I
attached.
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
right. That's
He
right.
attaches to him, and then Spider-Man comes down. That's how they get Black Suit Spider-Man.
Okay, so which now I kind of understand why Venom without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know comic. I will say that right now. I don't know comic.
Eddie
books.
Brock is a character that works at the Daily Bugle, gets fired, hates Peter Parker because Peter Parker's the one that got him fired.
Yeah.
And then,
Which is the guy who brought down Venom in the
which
movie,
is
right?
Tom Hardy's character,
Oh, okay, never
Eddie
mind.
Brock.
Yes.
Then, as Peter realizes, oh my God, this black suit is making me a terrible person, he gets rid of it, which is the symbiote.
The symbiote then
Is Venom. Venom ends up hating Spider-Man, who is Peter Parker, attaches itself to Eddie Brock, who hates Peter Parker. So he wants
Yeah.
to kill Spider-Man. But
maybe-
while the symbiote was on Spider-Man, it absorbed Spider-Man's powers. That's why
So
Venom
somebody,
is Venom.
somebody who follows the comics, I can understand that because
Yeah.
watching Venom, something like that. It's a scientist brings back
Mm-hmm.
this life form, trying to attach it to other human beings, and it keeps failing and failing, and then bam, Venom attaches to Andy, whatever the hell his name is.
Eddie.
Perfect. Shut up. So I can understand that, but it's still.
It's like you didn't even watch the movie.
I watched them. I missed one name.
Like, I'm
One name.
totally cool with them, like, oh, a scientist brought it back from space to study. That's perfectly fine. That's a small detail. But you literally have missed the entire origin of the character.
Before this movie, the only thing I knew about Venom was the movie with Spider-Man, where Venom attaches to Spider-Man.
I'm sorry.
The sad thing
all
is,
I knew.
that does a better job of actually telling the origin of Venom than this movie.
Yes, no. So
my brother and I got into an argument of Venom's. I was like, Venom's a bad guy. He's a bad character. He's like, no, he's a good guy. It just depends on who he attaches to, and blah blah blah.
That's true.
Because of that movie, I'm like, oh, Venom's bad.
So this movie did a good job of, because everybody's like, well, what the fuck's Eddie Brock doing in San Francisco? And it actually explains, like, oh yeah, it's like, this isn't, he's like, oh, this isn't like the Daily Bugle, and like one of the astronauts is Jameson's son.
Yeah, like
they
make references and
there are references and connections to New York. It explains, like, in very like minimal detail, like it just briefly mentions, like, oh yeah, this is like, yeah, I got fired from the Bugle and I decided to make a new life over here.
I just think they should have not had it as an origin, like, much like my beef with like Superman and Batman movies. We don't need origin stories.
No,
like
Venom needs
an origin story.
It does.
But you know what? If they're not going to do it right, then don't do it. Just make him already be Venom. That's my opinion.
You know, like I said, you don't knock it till you see it, because this movie, it did it justice.
My favorite part of that movie, I don't know if this will ruin it for you or not.
I don't care about spoilers.
Okay. My favorite part is, okay, Venom's first, like, I'm coming to Earth, I'm gonna fuck this world up, I'm taking over human beings. And then he bonds with him. Towards the end, he was like, fuck this, we're gonna be good. And he's like, well, what made you change your mind? And he's like, you did. You made me change my mind.
He's like, I kind of like this place.
Yeah.
I want to stay here.
So then he attacks the villain, which is another symbiote, whatever the hell his name was.
They fucked up that origin too.
Yeah. So there's another symbiote that attaches to the guy that brought the symbiotes down, and he's like trying to rule the world with the symbiotes.
Right.
But anyway, that was my favorite part. It was just him like, you're a good character. You made me change how I feel about this place. So
if they make a sequel, I'll go see that one. For one reason.
Just see it.
Because
it's good. Wait until it comes out to Redbox. Redbox is like $1.50. Do it.
Make sure you hit up the Redbox down by the Dollar General.
Alright, we're gonna end this because I have to eat. We need to eat. It's 9 o'clock.
Like I said, if they make a sequel, I'll go see that because Carnage. And it better be rated R.
You know,
to watch Venom.
The way I think they're gonna play it out is, so Carnage is definitely happening. They straight up introduced Carnage in this movie.
I know what happens.
Which I wanted to know. I don't know Carnage. I never heard of him. But I did see a picture the other day.
He's Venom's son.
Okay, and that's what... Because I saw a picture the other day. So in the end of Venom, he goes and sees...
Whatever that picture you saw the other day? Cletus Cassidy. I don't know who that is. I straight up thought it was Carrot Top. Like, before they revealed his face, which I knew it was going to be Woody Harrelson, but it looked like Carrot Top.
I didn't know who that character is. I don't know who he is.
Like, they showed the prison itself, and I was like, oh! And like, she's like,
what are you?
Look, she like
about?
gives me this.
Did you just yelp?
But
I knew what was happening.
Nate actually shared a picture the other day of like, oh, this is happening, and it showed like a red Venom. I'm pretty sure it was.
That was
Nate.
Carnage. That was Carnage.
Which I was like, oh.
The thing is, that was IGN.
Mm-hmm.
That was IGN, and I think that image they shared was possibly DLC for the new Spider-Man game that just came out.
Maybe. Who knows? Like I said, I'll go see it. A sequel if they have Carnage. It better be rated R.
They totally fucked up Riot. Not like origin wise, because in this movie he's not a son of Venom. He's just straight up just another symbiote.
Yeah.
And they also, by the way, they totally dubbed over all the original audio where they say symbiote. Like, you know how everybody was up in arms about the trailer where they're like symbiote. No, they edited it so symbiote.
Again, whatever.
Watch it.
I'll watch it when it's free.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It just
in theaters.
Just don't not watch it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's worth a watch, and if you don't enjoy it, then that's that. But I think you'll enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. Tyler and I both really enjoyed it.
You know what I'm kind of surprised about? We did not go on a DC rant.
No, we didn't. We instead went on a kind of Marvel rant.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right.
Watch the movie, though.
Watch the movie.
Just do it.
Check out the Journey into Comics network and all the shows that are on that.
Down by the dollar
feed.
general.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on Podbean, it's podcastrophe.podbean.com. Go follow us. We're not on that.
No, okay, never mind.
Follow Journey into Comics. Check us out live every Tuesday, roughly around 5:30 or 6. Our audio comes out on Thursdays. We have extra episodes now. We do extra content. We have one official extra content episode.
Which I was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was me.
Miranda, thanks for joining, even late in the game.
I had fun.
I can tell you did.
I was up there alone and drinking and cooking dinner, and I was like, I'm just going to
How you feeling right now?
I'm pretty good.
I can tell.
And I have to work 12 hours tomorrow.
She down to 6-pack of Mike. She's good to go.
I'm good to go.
Better go to the Red Box down by the Dollar General.
And get Venom.
Yeah. Like 3 months from now.
Yes.
Matt, thank you so much for coming. Sorry you couldn't enjoy Tyler again, but...
You got to enjoy me.
You got to enjoy me and Miranda.
That's true. But Tyler is a very beautiful man.
He is. Majestic beard.
He's a very beautiful cyborg.
Did you hear his best man speech?
No, I didn't.
There's a video of it. I need to put it up. He was... How would Matt have heard his best man speech?
True.
He wasn't there because he got uninvited.
Well, I remember there's a video. That's all.
We might want to end this episode. We keep delaying.
I know. Yeah.
I can't
You're
help
right.
it. It's so fun to talk.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Matt, for coming here and stuff.
Absolutely.
If you guys, are feeling, froggy, just, not even if you're feeling froggy, just try to just do this for me. Just try to make every day
a big dick day.
Bye, guys.